Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Hello guys, welcome. Let me just see who all we have here. So, it's not showing the history for that anymore. I think I can see it in Streamlabs at least. So, hello there, Jiklo, Sakun, Draco, Vision, Live Longer, Bloody Syndrome, Ustraben, Noisiem, welcome guys, and all the rest of you there in the lurking in the background. Hello there, Eso. Welcome guys. Let me just see if you guys said anything other than just sort of greeting. Not really. Okay. So there are a few things. Draco, of course I do. Of course I do. Definitely lurking, Jonat. Hey, hello, Mr. Laggy. Mr. Laggy. Guys, I'm telling you, I was watching Mr. Laggy yesterday. He was doing some thieving antics in Legends of Ultima server, and I was cracking up. So, Mr. Laggy has a thief there, and he was sneaking around, snooping into people's backpacks, trying to steal from different people, and he had like the Pink Panther soundtrack or the song going in the background, and I was just cracking up. I was actually literally like laughing tears once in a while. It was so funny. You're such a funny guy to watch, Mr. Laggy. So if anyone wants to see somebody sneaking around stealing in Legends of Aria, in other words, in the Legends of Ultima server, do go and check out Mr. Laggy. He cracks me up. He's so funny. Let me actually try that shout out thing. Let me see. I've only used it once. Let's try it again. Shout out Mr. Laggy. Let's see if that works. Nightbot. Nightbot didn't do anything. Hold on. Hello there, Anisette. Nice to see you again. And yeah, Annie, I was reading back the chat from the. Hold on. Oh, I put 2 exclamation marks. Hold on. Let's try that again. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so Ani, I was reading back the logs, and you also cracked me up. There were some really funny things that you said during that stream. And, you know, actually when I was reading back the chat from when we were doing the Legends of Ultima stream last time, it wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought there would just be like, I didn't even try to read the chat during the visit with Stim. But it actually wasn't as bad as I thought. I could have maybe followed along, maybe. And yeah, so there's several things to talk about today, guys. So the very first thing is that, like in the last stream, towards the end of the stream, we were having some frame rate issues. So I had it at 60, and I've now adjusted it to 30 here in OBS. So we shall see if anyone has the sort of technical issues that we were having with the stream last time. So up until this point, I've always had that same setting of 6,000, I guess in the other words 60, and this time it's 30, so we shall see if it makes any difference or whether there's any like difference in the quality. Of course, I haven't started moving around yet. So we'll see as I start to move around, because it wasn't a problem before if I stood in one place. And now when I'm looking, well, that's actually from OBS. Let me just see how it looks on actually Twitch. It still looks really choppy, doesn't it? Looks really choppy actually. But I do have 2 clients open, to be fair. I do have 2 clients open right now. So maybe that's the reason. It still looks kind of choppy though, even though I adjusted the frame rate. Then I don't know. Of course, this one with this client, this is now the Steam client. I have not adjusted it to 30 here. Oh, I have actually. Well, other than that, I don't really know what to do. Anyhow, we'll see if it sort of fixes itself once we go to just one client. But we have several things to talk about. That was one. The next one is, you might notice from the overlay that I have switched the little labels that we had before. So before I had, most donations, most bits ever given, most gift subscribes ever given, and so forth and so forth. And then I had the new follows and the new subscriptions up in the upper right. Now, the whole reason for putting those labels at the bottom before, there was just one purpose really, and that was just to give a little bit of a thanks to whoever had done that up until that point. Just, I just wanted to acknowledge that I appreciate it. But it sort of became like in the last stream, it sort of became really uncomfortable actually for me with all of the gift subscriptions. And I really would prefer if people don't like go crazy like that, because it doesn't feel right to me. So I have changed now those labels to just very simply be the last subscriber and the last follower. And so that way it doesn't feel like this is some kind of competition. It was never meant to be a competition. It was just meant to, if somebody had really helped out that way, I just wanted to kind of thank them in some way. And I thought they sort of deserved to have their name up there somehow, but it sort of backfired on me and it sort of went down a path that I never intended. So those have been now switched, and now it's just all in all simplicity, last subscriber, last follower, and that's going to keep things, not that it necessarily influenced anyone. I'm hoping it didn't influence anyone to sort of compete for getting their names up there. But anyhow, yeah, those have now been switched and it feels much better. Second of all, what else? Oh, yes. So, something I've noticed here on the Legends of Aria, on this community server of Aria PvE Europe, Aria Europe PvE server, is that we're getting more and more people. Every day we're getting more and more people here. However, there's still a huge problem with there not being enough shops around. I'm finding it that I'm finding actually that I'm having problems finding shops that would sell the stuff I need as a sort of more high-end player. And by high-end, I simply mean that I've been on the server for many months. And of course, the newbie players who've just arrived, they are looking for the newbie stuff, their first spell scrolls and stuff like that. And so I started to think to myself, I did set up a little merchant at my house on the porch, and people are flocking there simply because there are not shops around. So I thought to myself, maybe I should make a shop. And so I did actually buy a third account when they were having those last hours of the Steam sale, when it was 15 euros, 17 euros, something like that. And I did buy an account, and we're now on that Steam account here. And I thought to myself, I have always wanted to have a shop that's in the really sort of prime area. And this plot right here seemed to still be free. So this plot is right here. This is Elder Village, and here's the gate. So it's right here. So it's a prime location, and I also wanted it so that I didn't want any diagonal things going. So what I mean by that is that I want it to go beautifully along with the road, so that once I have the front door here, it looks natural, like it was meant to be built. I don't like those kinds of plots where it's sort of like a diagonal thing and it's not matching the road. So, so yeah, I did place a plot here, guys. And then we go on to the next topic, which is that I was starting to think to myself, You know, something that really bothers me about and hello, Hekios, welcome, and Crypto, hello, welcome to the stream. And then, oh, Mr. Lucky, when you went down to 30 FPS, it made everything very choppy. So I'm kind of confused, Mr. Loggy. So first you're saying I did the right thing. You tried to follow along and you lost some of what Stim said, so you had to stop. And when you went down to 30 FPS, it made everything very choppy. So when you said when you went down to 30 FPS, what do you mean? For yourself and chat? Like on your stream, or because it's sort of conflicting. On one hand, it's sounding like it was a good thing, but then you're saying the 30 FPS was bad. So I'm a little bit confused. Sakun, my resolution is I forget the height, but the width is 2,560 if I remember correctly. Yeah, because I have like a drawing table because I'm an artist, a digital artist, so I have one of these drawing tables. So what I draw on is actually my monitor at the same time. Yeah, so, and thank you for the host, Mr. Laggy. And, right, I see. And then you were talking about, so did you set your own stream to 30? Well, I'll wait and see what you say. So anyhow, guys, I'm just checking here because we're getting a food delivery, but pistetäänkö vaatteet päälle ja katsoa ovelle. So anyhow, a shop. And I started to think to myself that, you know what really annoys me, guys? Like back in the Ultima Online days, if we had a shop, well, obviously we didn't have plots that you could... The plots were... Well, we had plots, but they were basically the foundations for buildings. You already got this little rocky foundation or wooden foundation, and then people usually built their houses. If it was a customizable house, they built it on top of that, or else you just placed a classic house. So there was not this kind of thing where you could have a little garden and a little yard. And now that we're in Legends of Aria, people, when they make shops, they just do this like item explosion all over the ground. And there's just this crap laying all over the place on the ground outside of the buildings. And not only does it look ugly, but it breaks the immersion for me. It doesn't feel realistic. It doesn't feel like it fits into the world. And I just hate when I'm going out exploring and I want to sort of immerse myself, running through the forest, seeing the wildlife, and then suddenly there's a shop with all this crap laying around. I don't like it, guys. I don't. And we never had that problem in Ultima Online because the plots were like foundations for the buildings. So our shops in Ultima Online, they were always inside the buildings. And I just started to wonder to myself, why are they not doing that in Legends of Aria? And I started to wonder to myself, is it technically possible? There must be a reason people don't do that. And so I went to the Discord and I started chatting with people last night about this topic. And in the process of us chatting, like it seemed like other people were like, I wish we could do that. And so then I said to those guys, I said, I'm going to just test out with my house. And I'm going to see if I can actually, first of all, place a merchant inside. Can I put something on sale inside my house? Can I actually purchase that item? What I'll do is I will take the co-ownership off my other account and bring an alt in, and I will unlock the door, because you can unlock the door to your houses, guys. So I did that. I was able to place the merchant. I was able to put something on sale as long as it was just laid on the ground. And I'll come to the backpacks in a moment. I was able to unlock the door, and I brought my alt in. She was able to purchase something that was put for sale on the floor or on the surface of a table. But of course, the problem with the containers is that as soon as you lock down a container within a house, it automatically converts to a secure, whereas in Ultima Online, you had to first lock down. I think, if I remember correctly, it was that you first locked down a container and then you made it secure, or was it that you made them just like automatically secure with a command /secure? I forget now, but the point is that in Ultima Online, you could decide whether a container was just locked down or whether it was secured, which we don't have any choice of in this game, which is really strange when you come to think of it. Why can we not choose whether and here's a problem with having the containers as automatically secures, okay? What if I want to decorate my kitchen by putting one of those cooking pots, you know, on the stove or on the table? I can't do that though, because the cooking pot is actually a container, because you can put stuff inside. So what it does is it converts it into a secure, stealing one of my secure slots, and you can only fit a few items into the cooking pot, so you can't even use it as a proper storage, right? So it's really dumb that they do it this way. Exactly, Sakun. That's how it worked. Yeah, that's how it was. That whole command then. That's right. It was the whole phrase. That's right, guys. Yeah. So basically, guys, we could have shops inside of houses if all we sold right now were just like items that we place on tables or on the floor, but we could not have just stuff inside containers, okay? Here's the funny thing though, guys. Here is the funny thing. So I then experimented with putting something inside one of my secures on sale, and I was able to do it. The only thing is that my alt could not open that secure because it would just give the message of, you know, this is locked, this seems to be locked, or something like that. So that's pretty funny. I mean, that I can actually put something on sale inside my secure. Like, surely that is not intended. So yeah. So that's one thing that we would need. And it just seems like one little meager thing that we would need fixed so that people could actually have shops in houses. Now, the second problem, of course, is, like, I mean, one of the obvious reasons why people do just like explode all their crap all over their lawn is because, hey, look, I have a shop, look at me coming, you know, they want to attract the attention of the customers, right? But you could actually do that with the houses relatively easy. And like how to display to somebody that this is a shop, this is a player establishment, the doors are open, you're welcome to come in. And I'm just going to show you guys very quickly from that house video. Let me just see now. Where the heck did I put it? When I did that house video, there is actually one house that on the Legends of Ultima server, the terracotta, what was it? Terracotta cabin? No, not cabin. Hold on, let me see here. So it is terracotta cottage. This one. So you see, this is what it could look like, guys. This is what it could look like. You see how the door is missing? So imagine this, guys, that when you unlock your door, that you would have an option, maybe a check mark or something like this in the settings to actually, you know, do I want the door to be removed for this setting or not? And obviously, if you were to go back to locking the door again, of course the door would be restored, right? So let's just look at that one more time. So, oh gosh, where did it go? I'm gonna have to look again from the terracotta cottage. So imagine, guys, if you were to actually run by a house that had a door open like this, wouldn't you feel psychologically that you want to go inside and go and have a look around? So it'd be a natural way to get people inside the shop and realize that, hey, it's actually a shop selling stuff, or it's a pub or like a tavern or whatever other player establishment you can think of. So yeah, guys, those have been my thoughts. Now, since we can't do that now, I have set up, I did put a discussion up here on the forums. Of course, you need to be logged into the Legends of Aria forums to see the post, but there it is. I did put a suggestion there, so that two things: A, that we could separately determine what is a secure and what is not. Second, that we could have this option to turn off the door if we unlock it. So we'll see what happens. When I really think about it, guys, like, let's just look at that. Do we have the video still up here, or did I already shut it? I think I already shut it, but, well, let's just drag it up one more time, because actually I want to sort of talk about player establishments in general, in that, if we go to the tavern, for instance, Tudor House Tavern, here we go. This is the house I have here on the Aria Europe server. Now, I have to wonder, guys, that when they were first, when they have had those dev discussions amongst themselves and their vision for the game and what they want to see players doing, surely they have talked about these things, about players possibly setting up, actual taverns, player taverns. And surely this Tudor House Tavern was built with that in mind, that, hey, you can set up a bar here, you can put tables in these little sections over here. That can be kind of like, these can be bedrooms for people wanting to find a place to spend the night. Surely that was their thinking when they designed these. And then maybe just along the line, something kind of went wrong, and they found it technically an issue with the secures, or there must be some reason why they have deviated from this path. Like, I'm just making assumptions here, but surely they wanted players to be creating these immersive player establishments in the game, like we had in Ultima Online. And right now, of course, you could do that in a sort of role play sense, for sure, couldn't you? But doing that with if I wanted to have a tavern, obviously I'm going to want to have an NPC merchant in there selling beers and maybe some food, It's not like I'm going to be standing behind the bar 24/7 serving customers. I need to be able to have a merchant in there selling these things, right? So there's something has gone wrong along this path at some point, surely. So yeah, I'm really curious. I wish I would be a fly on the wall, just, hearing what they think about these things. And hello, Silent Pepe, nice to see you again. Welcome. Let me see here. So Mr. Laggy, about the FPS thing. So the first statement was about following along with chat, and then you tried, but you started lagging a lot, choppy gameplay and stream for 30 FPS for your own stream, I'm guessing, after you sort of saw my problems. And Draco, can you make a castle? Well, the closest that you can make to a castle, and did I now shut it again? Yes, I did. The closest you can make to a castle is this new house. And let me just actually also share this link. So for anyone who doesn't know, I guess most of you already know this video that I created a few days ago, but it basically showcases all of the house models in the game currently with all their information, their prices, storage, blah, blah, blah. So this house would probably be as close as you can get. It's not, it's a tower. It's not a castle per se, but this is, probably as close as you can get to a castle right now. Whether or not they're ever going to bring true proper castles into the game, who knows? With a plot size of 30 times 30, and what's the size of this one actually? Let me just look at those panels when they come up. here. So 30 times 20. This one's 30 times 20. So trying to remember, trying to imagine. Yeah, you could actually. So trying to imagine this width, and then just in both directions. That would be a huge ass house. That would be a. That would be so huge that you. Yeah, that could be a castle, I think. For sure, because what I was gonna say is that of course they could make something that sort of looks designed like a castle, and I guess the estate, the stone estate, is kind of close. Where is that? Let me see. Stonehouse Estate. Where are you? Stonehouse Estate. So I guess this one is kind of comes the closest, like externally. I mean, if you look at the little model here. I know it's kind of hidden by the overlay right now, but if you look at that model on the left, it is kind of castle-ish. The problem is that once you get inside, it doesn't feel like a castle at that point anymore, does it? But with a 30 times 30, so this is 28 times 22, with a 30 times 30, you could possibly get something that looks like a castle, both outside and kind of inside as well, I guess. But no, they don't have one available right now yet in the game. So let's just shut that. And this time I'm actually put this tab over on my other browser, so in case I need it for any reason again. So let me see now. Yeah, so, and let me just catch up with the chat quickly. Hello, Jake. Yeah, Hikios was talking about these preset plans. Exactly, Mr. Laggy. And Draco, I have not found a llama yet. Not that I've looked anymore, to be quite honest. But no, I haven't seen one out in the wild either. But yeah, I sort of gave up looking. I thought, one of these days I'm probably going to bump into one somewhere. And then I'll grab it. And hello, Purple Derple. Your name is hilarious. You just tuned in and heard ass house. Are we talking brothels again? No. I have mellowed out from my younger years. I have. What about a church? Well, I can't really see. I guess you could decorate one as a church inside. But then I'm trying to think about whether or not. Well, why not? I mean, there could be people who would like to come together and do some praying or something inside a church. I'm just trying to think about the sort of, like if you wanted to make a player establishment, the sort of bigger picture with a church, maybe. I mean, in Worm Online, churches are a huge thing, though, because we have priests in that game, and we have religion in Worm Online, and you can do sermons together with other priests, and there's a whole like system with the priests and religion stuff in Worms. So there it's like a huge thing, and people make these huge cathedrals there. Yeah, but in Legends of Aria, well, maybe. So that's where we come to the next thing, Hekios, your question. So what kind of house am I planning on placing? And nice, Purple. You had no idea how involved I am and have been in Ultima Online over the years. Oh yeah. Yeah, UO, that was my first MMO love back in the late 90s, and yeah, it's once you go MMO, it's really hard to go back to any other type of game after that. So there are gods in the world in Legends of Aria. And you think that they're going to probably add a priest class at some point. Interesting. I didn't know anything about that, Draco. Interesting. Okay. Oh, nice, Purple. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of, actually, I think, we're not the only ones. I think a lot of people who played UO back in the day, I have seen so many passion projects coming out of that game. I mean, look at the Legends of Ultima server alone. Like, they're all volunteers and they're working their butts off to make that server. And I have gotten contacted by so many projects as well, like asking if I'd like to do graphics for their projects that have been involved in the UO stuff. And just for anyone's information, if someone is like working on something like that, so to all of these projects I've had to say no because I'm so busy with my own things as much as I would like to help, but yeah. This is a nice little family here. Yes, we got some good people. I really actually, I have to say, guys, like the folks that come to this channel, you're just all sweetie pies. That's all I can say. I really like the atmosphere we've sort of been building together here on this channel. It's so cozy to always come and stream with you guys. Did I ever work on a shard as a developer or storyteller, Purple? No, but when I was mentioning that many have contacted me, many like free shards, people who were leading the free shards have contacted me over the years because they saw I did the pixel art stuff for UO, like fan art, never official art. There's a family you're born with and a family you find. Indeed, indeed. So coming back to your question, Hekios, what kind of house am I planning on placing here? So first thing, that's what we're going to actually be doing today in this stream, guys, is we are first going to, I'm going to just check what my largest grid size here is, and the way that you can do that is that once you've placed, so your basic plot when you first place it is always 12 times 12. It can't be any smaller. I wonder if you can actually make it smaller after placing it. No, it has to be minimum 12 times 12. Okay, but after you've placed it, when you go to the manage tab, you can play around and just see how much you can expand it. And let's just see how far we can go. And it's kind of a good idea to do it like the different sides. And actually, you know what I'm realizing, guys? Let me just shut that down. I'm realizing something. I'm realizing that, I don't think that anyone can actually fit another house right here. I don't, like almost, but I don't think so. I think it will probably give the message that it's too close by. I don't think they can. So actually, we're pretty safe as far as expanding this plot, which is awesome. There's also, by the way, there's that tree in the way as well. But anyhow, I wanted to so what we're going to do is we're going to check the size of this. I'm just going to write that down, and then we're going to go and have a look at some of the houses in the towns, like Valus, and some of the other towns. We're just going to go around with my mage and check those out to see how they look. So, because here's what I'm going to do, guys. Okay. So even though I cannot put any containers as a place to sell things, I do want to try and attempt to make this like a real shop. So have a building, and I will have some kind of, I'm not sure how I will do this, but somehow I'm going to try and get players to come inside the shop. I'll obviously have to have a few containers with stuff inside outside in front of the shop, but then I will also be selling like stuff on tables inside. Now the trick is just how to get people to realize that they will be able to come in through the locked doors and then browse the stuff. And you can put more than one merchant in a shop, by the way. The way you have to do that is you just have to use your alts. I do believe they will have to be on the same account. So you can use your alts to place several. I've done that at least, unless they changed it. I did this on Crimson Sea. So I have 2 merchants at my house there. So that way you can make it feel like a real shop, with various merchants standing around. Of course, that will be kind of like a little bit of a pain in the butt to handle. But for browsing wares, you know, you could have like a blacksmithy selling all the armor, and maybe some ingots or something like that, and maybe a carpentry merchant, and then, you know, general store type of merchant. That's my plan. So, so what we're going to do, let's just check the size of this. Then we're going to go have a look at the different houses in, just to see how they look as a shop inside. And then we are going to go and grind for some money so I can expand this plot. So these days, resizing a plot costs huge amounts of money compared to before. But I do have quite a few platinum already saved up. And so we're going to just see how far we can go with resizing here. And just because I didn't mark that down last time I was here, so we're just going to log off this character after that. So what is the max size that we can go here? It's really wide. It's really wide, actually. So it's 29 times 20. Let me just write that down somewhere. Hold on. $29.20. And then if we look at that, well, now this actually comes to, this becomes quite handy now, actually, this. So, so it cannot fit a stone house estate, as that is 28 times 22. Let's have a look at these. Like, my dream actually would just to be put another tavern, because I really love the tavern. It would be perfect for a shop. You can imagine you could have like a little carpentry shop, a little blacksmith shop. You could have all these different sections, like selling different things. But this one does not fit, unfortunately, on that plot. And so I was thinking to myself, I mean, this server has tons and tons of room. For sure, I could find another plot in a pretty good area, relatively close to town. But, you know, seeing this particular plot was free, we all know, those of us who play the game, we all know this is one of the prime locations. So, you know, I thought, I'm gonna sacrifice the beautiful tavern, and I'm gonna go for something else. Now, one that I have kind of in my mind that's super cozy is actually the terracotta cottage. I've always liked this house somehow. It is really cute, and it's very cozy. And it could work. I think it's big enough to be, you know, to have a few merchants inside. Let me see what else another option could be the villa. Either the stone house or else the terracotta. So I do have a terracotta villa on Crimson Sea. Now this could work as a shop quite nicely in that it's divided sort of into 3 different sections. So you could have the different, yeah, that could work. It just feels a little bit boring to buy the same house again that I already have on another server. And I'm not quite a fan of how that looks from the inside either. Let me see. So the size of that one is 20 times 15, and so that it would fit more than easily on this plot. More than easily. What else do we have here? Let's see. What about the new one? I hate the green roof though, guys, of this one. But this is pretty fancy schmancy. What's the size of this? 25 times 28. No, this one would not even fit there. And what about the tower? Like if I were to work my ass off to try and get a tower deed. So both of these new ones, you get them from crafting orders. Let me see, what's the size of the new tower? I mean, that would be quite a thing to lure people to come and see, right? Like, just like, that would lure customers in. So that's 30 times 20. Oh my gosh, this is 29 times 20. Here's a tip, by the way. If you're like building a house, here's a tip. Something to keep in mind is that when you're resizing, it's worth sort of playing around. Like if you can't get something to fit quite right, it's worth sort of playing around with the values a little bit. I don't think this is going to go any farther because I think what is actually stopping it is that tree. So this will probably not go any farther, even if I were to sort of play around with these side values. But sometimes it's worth playing around with the side values because, for instance, I could do this one, you see? See how I can get this deeper into this direction, you see that? So now this would actually be much more deep. So always worth sort of playing around with the different values. And actually, how wide can we go when it's going over there? Not very wide. Yeah. So not very wide that way. So it's sort of like a choice. Do we want it to be deep, like so, or do we want it to be wide? And I almost feel like I prefer it to be wide. Yeah. So let me just check that again. So I could either have 18 times 26. Let's just write that down as well. 18 times 26, or else the 29 times 20. So if we just take this away again. Oh, let's not do that. Take that away, and now we can expand. Hold on. You see how now I can't do the width anymore? So I sort of have to, let's just reset it again. So it's kind of wonky. Definitely worth playing around. So we're going to reserve the widths first. And then go backwards and see how far it goes that way. But that's a shame because actually, you know, the tower almost fit, guys. Almost. And now I'm not able to get back to the same... Oh, here we go. Yeah, 29 times 20 is what I can do. So the tower does not quite fit. 30 times 20. That would have been kind of perfect. And that would have been really cool to actually work for that as well. Let me just check what you guys are saying here. And Sakun, you're asking if the tax cost increases with size. Yes, it does. But the tax cost is really, really low. So like Hekios is saying, the main cost is expanding and then the house itself. But the taxes, Sakun, the taxes used to be expensive. They used to be a pain in the butt. But now taxes are super cheap. It's nothing you have to even think about, really. Oh yes, Purple. The large sandstone patios were beautiful. Yeah, they were great shops. It really was a nice design, I agree. And hello there, Deluxe. Welcome. Nice. So you caught my stream finally. Welcome, welcome. Nice to have you join us here tonight. There's only prefab houses right now, Purple. But I guess they do have customizable houses planned for the future, but not currently. So Hekios, the minimum dimensions to the description. Oh, you mean in the when I put those times? Oh, so do you mean that like when I have this list here of all the times that I put the size here as well in this list here? Let me just zoom in because I know you guys can't really see. So under the video I have put this like I have put like the times to all of the houses so you can just fast forward to them. Like so. Maybe that's what you mean. And hello there, Distro. Welcome, welcome. Good evening to you as well. Yeah, Purple. That's exactly what I was mentioning when I was saying about shifting the sizes around. So you have to sort of play around because in one direction it might go a certain shape, but then when you minimize from another direction, you might get it to fit into another shape. So that's exactly why it's worth playing around with the different options. Yeah. And hello, Sir Heater. We are on the Aria Europe PvE server. Yeah, that's a good idea, Hekios. I can add that to the timestamps for sure. And Draco, what class am I making on Classic WoW? So right now I did reserve my character names, and so I made a hunter and a rogue and a mage that I'm going to turn into a frost mage. Now I'm a little bit unsure about the rogue. The hunter and the frost mage I want for sure, but I'm kind of on the fence because my very first character that I made back in WoW when it first opened was a warlock, and she was a lot of fun, but it's sort of like, do I want to re-experience that warlock thing again, or do I want to try something fresh? Now, a class that I've always wanted to try and get through is a druid, but every time I tried to make a druid in WoW, I somehow couldn't see it through ever. And also in a classic WoW, I guess the druids don't fly yet in that version of the game. And flying always felt like such a cool thing that you could get to as a druid. So as a Coon, you're going to have a rogue and mage. Purple, no, you mean the actual claim. Oh. Okay, hold on. So, no, I mean the actual claim, not the plot extension. Or is it not limited by where you place the claim, but rather by stuff around you? Yeah. So it is. So the things that are limiting this one, for instance, obviously are the road. There is a tree right there that's stopping me from going any further to that direction. There's a tree stopping me from going to this direction. And there's a tree also right here. So the items do stop you from expanding further. And your first character was a rogue, Sakun. And you mained a druid, Draco. So how do you like the druid? I'm guessing you do. What is the sort of biggest benefit of a druid? I guess the fact that you can do so many different kinds of roles with a druid, and its versatility, I guess, would probably be the biggest benefit. What's the biggest downside, Draco, to a druid in your opinion? So Purple, you're asking, it wouldn't matter if you shifted the mailbox one hex in a direction because the stuff around you that's limiting, yes, it would still do so, yes. Yes. Another thing I like about this plot, not only the fact that is it up right against the road and it's like, you know, in the same direction as this road bit right here, is also the fact that it's relatively flat. So when you're placing a plot in this game, there is this problem that a lot of times, even though land looks flat, sometimes the corners of the houses can sort of float up in the air, and it looks really ugly. So for instance, my very first house that I placed was the villa, and it's one of its corners is actually up in the air, and that just annoys the hell out of me. Thankfully, with the rest of my houses, they've been able to be placed quite well. This looks relatively flat. I'm hoping that I'm not just imagining things. I'm hoping that once this is placed, of course, you can see from the green 3D sort of geometry here that it's relatively flat. Maybe this little part will hover a little bit in this spot right here. You see that little corner, guys? It dips into the ground. But then again, you know, the house I'm placing is not going to be that wide, obviously. So, but yeah, okay. We have now checked the sizes. Good. Oh, and I needed to check the prices of those sizes as well. Oh well, let's just do this again quickly then. So let's expand here and expand here, because since the taxes are so cheap, it's sort of worth placing, like expanding as far as you can go, even though it's going to be super expensive. So the taxes for this now would be 1,506 gold, which is like nothing really. Commit cost is 114 platinum. Oh my gosh. 114 platinum, 4,900 gold. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe I'm just going to take my words back then. That is expensive. I'm just going to write it down anyhow, just to be on the safe side. I mean, holy crap, that is expensive indeed. 114 platinum. 4,900 gold. My gosh. So what about the other size that we tried out? Let's just try that again, and then take that south as far as it will go, and $18 times 26. Do I still have the same values here? Yes. So this one costs 69 platinum. 69 platinum and 3,100 gold. Yeah, I'm thinking more of a wide house though. Just to make it feel like it's kind of like, you know, all hugging the road here. Okay, but then what about like... What about the houses themselves, though? Like, what if I were to go with terracotta? If I wanted a terracotta cottage there. So let's just check that size again. Terracotta cottage is 17 times 13. How much would that cost? Let's just try this again. 17 times 13. So... Okay, that's now. No. Actually, I do want a little bit of a front lawn, maybe. Just a smidgen, so I could get like a merchant there, right? And then 17. And I want it equaled with this little, you see this little patch of the pathway? I want it to be sort of centered on that little area before it dips down. So 17 with a little bit of breathing space, so probably 19. So this is now 19 times 16. So 70, if the width is 17, 19 would give me a little bit of breathing space on either side. 16, if the depth is 13, 16 would give me a little bit of space to work around from the front if I wanted to have some merchants there. Of course, if you look at the blueprint of this, you can see that there is this little area here before the steps start that I actually, you know, maybe I don't need that. It ignores the steps though. I think the blueprint ignores the steps. So maybe actually, if I just gave it one, like two grids or two spaces of like extra space. So that would be 19 platinum, 5,500. Let me just write that down. So 19 times 15 would be 19 platinum and 5,500 gold. Because, yeah, I think that could be pretty cozy. But, yeah, here's what we'll do next. Now at least we have some kind of idea. Here's what we'll do next. We're going to log on with my mage. And actually I'm just going to shut this client completely. That's the Steam client. I'm going to log on with my mage, and let's see now when she runs around, like how choppy it is, how choppy the frame rate is now with the new settings in. But if I understood Mr. Laggy correctly, when Mr. Laggy had it at 30, it was choppy for his own stream, if I understood correctly. So we're going to see what happens now that I shut the other client. And Destro, no, this is my playlist, my MMO adventuring playlist from Spotify. If you look at my front page of my Twitch stream, there are links below. There's these buttons below, and the one with Spotify that takes you to my playlists on Spotify. And there's one called MMO Adventuring Playlist. So it has the stuff you're hearing now. And Draco, I am probably gonna go alley. If they did have, like, if this would have been the Burning Crusade expansion, if they would have included that, then I would have probably done Horde with the Blood Elves. Is that what they were called? I think they were called Blood Elves, yeah. So no, Purple, I would not be able to do the Mage Tower in that location, no. The reason was the tree, actually, Purple, not my neighbor, actually. The tree was in the way behind the plot. So is the tree hard-coded? Yeah. So no, it would not help to chop it down. It would not help, unfortunately. It respawns itself after a while after being chopped down in the same spot. So there's a tree stump in the way right now. And that's what's stopping you from placing a new house right now, Hekios? I'm guessing you're talking about the huge, like, expansion costs. And the weakness of a druid, Draco, depends on what spec you want to play, right? And Purple, it's the plot is mine as long as I pay my weekly taxes. No, nobody can come and do anything to it. If I wanted to, I could just keep it just land. And so a lot of people actually do that, is they never build a house at all. They simply put a whole bunch of tables and, like, decorations on the ground, and they sell stuff there. They have a merchant. So you don't actually have to have a house on your plot, no. And thank you for the cheer, Draco. Yeah, the chopping the tree down doesn't help Sakun at all. There's the tree stump still in the way. Okay. That's an idea, Purple. Of course, right now the situation, if the server becomes more popular, that is definitely an option. Right now, though, there are so many, like, choice prime bits of land still available that it's nothing. I mean, okay, that was a pretty good one. That is a good plot. That's probably one of the best plots as far as, like, having a shop is concerned, for sure. But still, even, you know, in Valis and everything, all the prime spots are still available. So yeah, it's nothing so special yet. Okay, now we are gonna go. Let me just get together all my runes for browsing through towns. We're gonna have a little peek through the different towns and see how they look. Maybe take some screenshots as well. And after that, we're gonna come with this mage and we're gonna start grinding for some money. I also need to actually check how much money I have in total. I don't actually have any money right now, to be honest. No, I don't actually have any money right now because I spent it all on placing that plot, now that I remember. Okay, so the runes. Where did I put my runes? And do I have one bag? I don't have one bag that already has. Let's just grab a bag from here. Make sure we have runes to all the cities. It's such a mess here in my inventory, guys. I have not had time to organize these. Let's just put all of those there. And there's some more runes over here as well. Let's just put all my runes into one bag, and I'm just gonna pick and choose all of the cities from there from the drop down list. What a mess my inventory is. And what's this? Okay. Let's put all of them here. I wish we had rune books, guys. I wish we had rune books. So the only reason they haven't put in rune books yet is because they wanted to figure out a way so that you couldn't just like have an eternal rune book. I think a very easy way to do that, to solve that, guys, is that, so they want the sort of, they never want things to last forever in the game. They want the player, you know, the economy to be healthy, and I totally get that. I totally see their reasoning, and I don't have anything against it. I think it's wise thinking. But a way to solve the rune book issue is simply this, that a rune has only so many reuses. So let's say one rune you can use 100 times, and then it's sort of like it becomes maybe the magic power has been used up or something, or it removes itself from the rune book after 100 uses, for instance. And then next time you went to your rune book, you would notice that, oh crap, my rune to helm is now missing. It must have run out. And you could maybe you could mouse over those runes in your rune book and just check how many, like their durability. You know, maybe they had durability. I'm sure they've pondered these things. But that would be a very, very easy way to solve it. And I'm sure the players would be fine with that as well. It would also keep the market for selling rune books on your merchants healthy as well. People could do that as a business. So let's see now. What do we need? Did we have an empty pouch here anywhere? There's an empty one right there. Let's put all the runes that we want to take with us. So, Belhaven, Elder, Helm, Pyro's Landing, Trinit, Valis. And that's it, isn't it, guys? I think those are the main cities, aren't they? Trinit, Belhaven, yes, I think that's it. Okay. And then let's make sure that I have enough moss with me as well. And let's actually return this over here and keep our big home rune there. And then let's make sure that we have enough moss, as that is what is used up when we do the portaling. Oh, I was just organizing these pouches yesterday for the first time. So let's take, oh, I don't know, 200, not 1,200, 200, and then we'll start doing a little tour and have a look at how those houses look from the inside as sort of shops. So let's just go in order here. Let's put them in a certain order. Okay, let's start with Elder. And wow, so many fails. She already has almost 80 manifestation. She shouldn't be failing that badly. And can you make a house in the middle of a dungeon, Draco? You cannot. In Worm Online, though, you can make a house. They don't have dungeons per se, but they have like underground tunnels, and there's monsters that spawn in the tunnels in Worm, and there you can actually build a house inside the mountain, like underground. And that's actually a stream I want to do one of these days. Is I want to try and build an underground, like dwarven city in Worm. I want to try and do that for my island, and I'm going to test what we can do first in Worm Unlimited with the God tools. It's going to be something I do one of these days for sure. And again, it's so annoying, this auto zoom. Have to turn it off. I have to make a bug report about that, guys. That's just so annoying. I know I complain about it in every single stream. And actually, what's her vitality at right now? She's rested. She's okay. Just gonna check what you guys are saying quickly before we head off. And Purple, so this was the idea that you had when Oceania came out of the Aussie servers, a multitude of small houses in prime areas like Brit Road, X Roads and Graveyard, Deceit Island, etc., and sold them for massive profit a few months later. You smart cookie, Purple, you smart cookie, you. Yeah, exactly. The mark is starting to fade. I like it. That would be the perfect phrase for a mouse over. I love it. And hello there, Sine. Welcome back to the stream. Nice to see you again. And what is Sakun here trying to trade me? Uh-oh. I might not necessarily accept it, Sakun. Oh, you made me a mage robe. Well, that I can accept. Thank you very much. I think the one I'm wearing actually is starting to wear out. Right now the durability is 49 out of 131. It only has +1 defense as well. So this one has +3 defense. Thank you so much, Sakuni. That is actually, and it's a cooler color as well. I like the dark gray. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's awesome. And let me see. And Amsla, you were saying, or maybe they could have the books themselves wear out and you have to make copies of them. Yep, that could work as well. Yeah, heck yes, that's a good idea as well. Okay. I don't think Sakun has a shop though, Purple. No, Sakun has been working very, very hard on his tailoring skills. So I don't think it's about a shop. I think it's just, you know, I was helping him earlier with some spell scrolls that I had, and he helped me out with a nice mage robe. So, you know, we're all buddies here on this server. So let's start doing a little tour of the different houses. Now, I know the tavern is going to break my heart because I'm going to see it. We have a bard here playing tonight. So can you just imagine this as a player establishment, guys? You would want to set up like an NPC innkeeper and waitress to sell like beers and food and stuff like that. But this, yeah, I don't want to torture myself. Not that I would do a tavern myself necessarily in Legends of Aria. But let me see, what else do we have? There's the Mage's Tower over at the top. I'm not going to depress myself with that either. Or what is that building actually at the very top? It's not the same tower that Valis has. I'm just curious now what building it is. Because I'm assuming, guys, that they're probably going to, at some point, release all of the... this is this is one option as well, guys, actually. This is the mayor's, the house mayor. So, for instance, Tudor house mayor. This one. This is an option. This would fit. This would fit. Let me just see what is the size of the mayor house again. We do have it here on the list. Tudor house mayor. So that one is 22 times 17, and let me just check my sizes again here. So yes, it would fit easily. It would fit easily, guys. So this is actually one option. Of course, this is not now decorated as a shop per se, but still kind of interesting to see it as like as a furnished version. You could easily imagine that there could be, you know, guys, This is one of the houses I've always wanted anyhow. I'm gonna go for this one. This is the one I'm gonna go for. Yes. Yes. The decision has been made. This is the one, guys. So that was a short-lived tour. We could still look. Maybe I'll change my mind. Let's still have a little look around, actually. And let me just take a screenshot of that as well, like how that looks like furnished, although it's not really like a shop. But it gives some idea of like the sizing of this place. Yeah, this could work for sure. Yeah, the hedges are nice. But to be fair, I think on the... I don't think those hedges belong to the one that you buy. Those you would have to place yourself, as you get them as decorations from like mobs and stuff. So let's just put a screenshot here into Photoshop. Okay. So, let's see what else we have here in Elder Village. The next one I guess would be then there is the blacksmithy over here. So what do you guys think? Do you guys have any ideas of why they implemented, what are your thoughts on like why they implemented it this way in the game? You know, this is a beautiful one as well, but this one is just not being sold as a player house currently. I'm sure they're going to bring it at some point though. That would be like, this is like the perfect thing for like a blacksmithy shop. You have enough room, because the little one is too small for my tastes. So the little one looks like, hold on. The little one is this one. So it's the Tuscan. And actually, let's go to the Tudor Tuscan, to be quite honest. Tudor Tuscan. I mean, sorry, the stone Tuscan, I should say. Or terracotta Tuscan, yes. So this one, you see, of course, is similar, but it's such a tiny little room. That's kind of useless, whereas this is a nice proper size. Now this one, you know, I mean, my gosh, if they released this one as a player house, I would almost be tempted to either buy a new account to place one, or else like get rid of one of my older houses and make this one instead. I really like this one so much. It's got that perfect balance, like enough room under here for your whole foraging area, or else for a shop, and then you'd have your private quarters inside. But the Tuscan is just too small. This one is not for sale for players right now. But it's very close to the mahogany one. And is this the mahogany? Yeah, this is the mahogany. So even in the mahogany though, you kind of have enough to make an inside shop, don't you? You kind of do. It's not too, I was imagining it would just be way too small, but actually it's not too bad. It's just not very interesting like, from the inside. Okay, let's go to the next city. Let's see what we have here. Let's see. Oh, not that one. Let's go to this one. And I actually took all my runes with me by mistake. That was not smart. So that was Elder. Let's go to Pyro's Landing next. But, you know, actually Pyro's Landing is a bad one. No, we're not gonna... I think Pyro's Landing, all the buildings over there are the dark wood ones, aren't they? And I don't like those myself, so we're not... Yeah, we're gonna skip that one. Let's go to Vallis. Stone I can still deal with. Like, I want it to look cozy, and to me it's just like a personal feeling that the dark wooden ones are just not that cozy. They're kind of like depressing, actually. And hello there, Kaziki. Welcome to the stream. This is Aria Europe PvE server. And you have the Stone Tuscan Hekios. Do you find yourself frustrated with the small size of the inside? And Draco, I have not updated the Mage Guide. I've only put like further instructions in the description. And the reason for this is because I just feel that there's still they're still rebalancing things. Like every week we still seem to be getting like changes in the game. And imagine, because it was a lot of work doing that magery tutorial, a lot of work. So imagine if I did a new one now, and then again they rebalanced or changed something. Because to me right now, for instance, to me the new mage experience is broken. That is not right, in my opinion, that you just roll a mage, you get your first 2 spells, and then off you go trying to kill off the rats or something, and you don't get any skill gain. That feels broken to me. That really does. Like, you would expect to at least get a little bit of skill gain, because imagine how confusing that would be for new players. The only way you can get skill gain is if you actually purchase or create a fireball spell, and that's when you start to get gain. That's not right. A new player would not understand that or realize that. They would just be like, what's going on? Why isn't my mage working? Why am I not, gaining any skill? So that's just a good example of, I am pretty sure they are going to still be readjusting things, because that can't continue like that. Any other skill in the whole game, you would log on with any other type of character you would roll, you would start to get gains no matter what. But that's just the only exception I can think of right now, and it just feels very weird. So here is the stone cottage, guys. Now this is very cozy as well, isn't it? So you could have like a little merchant over here. And yeah, this is about the same shape as the terracotta cottage as well. Let me just take a screenshot of that. Let me just see now. That is very cozy, isn't it? Let's put that over there. Huh. And you guys want to know how I did the, how there's these little the models here on the left hand side. So the way that I did those was that I basically, because when you take a screenshot from the front, your character's in the way, right? So I had to go behind the house, so I went behind there and took a screenshot through the wall, and then oh my gosh, she fell into the floor, guys. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of that just because it's so funny. And then what I had to do to make sure that all of these were like from the front direction, and I had to make my own like little glass case for this. So I did that in Photoshop, and then cut them out all out of the screenshots. And then, because it does have a little bit of a like, let me just go behind so you can see. It does have a little like transparent thingy going on behind it, but it's just like one colored. So if we go through here, so you see that there's a little bit of this transparent thing, but yeah, so I made my own one for the case for that. But that's basically how I got those done. Okay, so stone cottage, that could be one. That could be. And here is, I guess this is the stone Tuscan, isn't it? This is the stone Tuscan, but from a different like direction. This is like the reverse angle. No, this is larger than the stone Tuscan. The stone Tuscan surely is a little bit smaller than this one, isn't it? Let's just have a look here. Stone Tuscan. Stone Tuscan. Oh, went too much forward. No. Ah, annoying. Hold on. Stone. How did I lose it so quickly like that? Okay. Maybe it is the same thing, actually. I guess it is. This somehow looks meatier, a little bit like chunkier. But it is actually the same thing, just in the reverse direction, I guess. Yeah, I guess it is. But even when you look at this one, actually, it's like surprising. It does have a merchant inside just standing around. So it's kind of doable, even with just like, even with that tiny, tiny size. But yeah, I'm not interested in the Tuscan myself. It's too small. And what about this house? What is this? I've never actually been in this house. So this is the alchemist's house in Vallis. Very, very cozy. And what house model is this? I don't know. It's not. It's certainly not one that's available. Oh, this has got the little upstairs thing going to it, doesn't it? Kind of. So Hikios, it was all you could afford, and you're a bit frustrated with the size, but you're looking for a new place. Well, you know, it's kind of nice to have like new goals as well. I mean, because that's like a huge moment in your game, or in the Aria experience, isn't it? Finally getting your first house. So you don't want it to be too easy on the other hand. And it's kind of, I think it's kind of cool that now you want to upgrade to a better house. So there's some feeling of progression. There's the mage tower. We already saw that in the video, and that's sort of out of the question anyhow. And that house over there is the one with the little the two sections. What's this over here? Oh, this is the, of course, the stone cottage, which I do have for my corruption house. Let's just take a screenshot of how this is laid out inside as well. And Guzmop, you agree with the magery, like starting out as a mage, you were really confused, you immediately had to go out buying spells that are expensive. Exactly. And Draco, how do you get new spells? Either you have to inscribe them yourself or with the inscribing skill, or else you have to go and kill mobs, and magic mobs at that, that will actually drop the spells. The thing I noticed, guys, though, is that before the Steam update, the magical mobs dropped tons and tons and tons of spells. And now, if I go into corruption, for instance, I'm lucky to get one spell now. Honestly, like I don't know what's happened. They just dropped it down way too much. I'm not sure what the thinking was with that. So this is the estate. And this doesn't fit on my deed anyhow. And it's funny about the estate. I've never been much of a fan of it for some reason. It looks fancy schmancy from the outside, but somehow inside it's not so cozy. I can't. Is it maybe the fact that the walls are these gray, weird walls that sort of look like a wall that has just been primed, but is not actually completed yet? It looks like, when a wall is being like prepared to have like wallpaper attached or bricks laid down in front of it or something like that. It looks like the bare bones. Somehow unfinished to me. I don't know. It looks depressing. Yeah, that's probably the reason why I don't like that one. I don't understand the design of that, to be quite honest. And Guzmop balancing buying spells and buying reagents and figuring out that after you have burned all your reagents that now you have to buy a spell. Yeah, it's really tough for a new mage now. Like super tough for sure. And Kaziki, you wish you could find a good vendor spot on your server. Everything is taken though, so I'm guessing you're on either Azure or else Verdant Earth. Yeah, I can imagine those are probably pretty reserved already. All of the good spots there. What is this house? Oh, that's the bank. But hold on, where's the inn? Did we check the inn yet? I guess that was the inn. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next city. Let's see what we have here. Valis. Let's go to Belhaven and see what we have over there. So, Hekios, just so you know, things under the covered roof are considered inside your house on the stone Tuscan. But isn't it so, Hekios, that so can you actually have secures underneath the roof there? So you couldn't even have a like shop with like containers then underneath the roof if you wanted to set up like some merchants there. So it would have the same problem as being inside of a house. So this is a house model we're not seeing either for players. Looks pretty cute from outside though. I really like how those little portions come out. I forget the name of those. What do we have over here? That's, I guess, the stone cottage again. Stone cottage, how does that look from the inside? So they've set it up like this. Not very much. It looks a little bit bare bones, to be quite honest. We've seen some much nicer designs for that one. Okay, what other buildings does this city have? And so for those of you who are, just for information, if you're looking to buy the deeds for the houses in Belhaven and Trinit, there is not a carpentry shop. Instead, there is an architect shop. So you have to go to the architect to actually buy the deed. That was a little bit confusing for me when I first started. Is this guy dead, this merchant? The merchant is actually a ghost, guys. What the heck? And what is he doing? I don't know, that looks weird. And here again is the Tuscan. Okay, so wasn't too much to see there, that's for sure. That was Belhaven, and then we're gonna go to Helm. We're gonna have to run around quite a bit as Helm is a great newbie town if you're a smith or a miner, and it works okay for the other. Actually, it's really great if you need to chop trees as well, because right next to the bank is a whole tree orchard. But the only problem with Helm, and I love the look of Helm, it's a beautiful sandy seaside town. So yeah, for those of you making new characters who are going to be lumberjacks, look at this, guys. So there's the bank right over here, and then right next to the bank is this huge big orchard of trees that then spawn at a fast rate, and you can just go around these trees like in a circle and just keep on chopping like nuts. So great for lumberjacking, great for smithing and mining, because there's a mine right here in town. So let's have a look at the houses now. So that's the bank. That's kind of a special case. Here's the Tuscan, the terracotta Tuscan. So yeah, not really interested in that model anyhow. And this one that's the model that they're not actually selling yet, at least. And the general store, what do we have over here? So what's the daily or weekly rent cost of houses? So Dust Rider, you don't pay for once you have the house place, you're not paying for the house. You never have to pay for the house costs. It's the plot costs, I guess, what you're talking more about. The plot cost depends on the size, but it is very minimal. Like it's what was it, like, I think for a rather large house, what was it, like 1,500 gold a week, something like that. But it's such a small amount that it's really hardly even, like, you can make that money very, very easily. So taxes are nothing you really have to worry about anymore. Before they used to be a pain, but not anymore. And I think there was the inn down here as well. Let's just see what that model was like. So this is this the villa now? Ah, no, this is the estate. Okay, well the estate, this model is, this is a little bit nicer interior design. It looks much cozier than the other estate that we saw in Vallis. Looks much nicer actually. So that's not bad. Look, if you, so that decision is made. If I ever get an estate building, I'm gonna go for the terracotta for sure versus the stone. Then what do we have down here? There is the carpentry shop down here somewhere. And that one was it the cottage? Or what model was that actually? Right here. Yeah, this is the terracotta cottage. Very cozy. I'm starting to warm to the cottage, guys. We do have a player here, Thor McGinney, journeyman carpenter. Yeah, it's pretty cozy, I have to say. It's pretty cozy. Let's take a screenshot of that. Pretty cozy. This is going to be a hard decision now between the cottage and the mayor's house. Then there is a fishing shack down here, and I guess that's the cottage as well. But this has actually different set of... No, this is a different one. What do we have down here? A fisherman. Okay, this one is not sold. This is the same model that we were admiring earlier with whatchamacallits. Those have a name, but I just can't remember what they're called. When they dip out like that. And then this is the villa. Okay. Yeah, this is sort of like designed as a sort of personal home, so that doesn't really help us. And that's it, I think, for Helm. Oh, there is the tailoring shop, of course, but that's a model you can't even get for players. So let's go to the last city, which would be Trinit, and let's see what houses they have there. Ah, so nice. So they dropped it to promote the inscription skill. I see, I see. Makes sense, I guess. Okay, we're in Trinit now, and what do we have over here? So this is, again, that beautiful blacksmith shop. The same one from Elder Village. Love that model, and I guess this is the mahogany, isn't it? Yes. Mahogany. And this one is the cottage over here, the Tudor cottage. And that's actually, you know, this could also work as a pretty cute little shop as well. I'm not going to completely block this one out, actually. That does make a pretty cozy shop, I have to say. You can have little sections here as well. Huh. Well, this is going to be a tough decision. Did I already go to the architect? Yeah, that was the mahogany. Okay. So now looking at the screenshots. Let's have a look now at these screenshots. So that's the cottage, Tudor cottage. This is terracotta cottage, which I'm really warming to actually. Stone cottage. So we can see the difference in the walls. The floors are the same, but the walls are different. And I'm almost feeling like I like the terracotta more. And the terracotta cottage is something I've kind of wanted anyhow. There's the stone cottage again. Yeah, those dark brown panel wall things, not really a fan necessarily. That was the bug. And this is the stone cottage again, and here is, of course, but this does feel glorious, doesn't it? The mage, so this was the mayor, Tudor house mayor, and you can find this in Elder Village, the mage's tower, or the mage's quarters. There are a lot of things you could do with this for a shop. Why go small, right? Decisions, guys. Then there's also the fact that we have to consider the sort of spacing in front. So if I were to go with this one, there's not really a natural nook per se in front of the house to place any merchants to sort of advertise for people to come inside. Whereas with this one, or rather, if we'd go for the terracotta one, you'd have this space in the front here, this space right here where you could set up a merchant to sort of have a few things on sale, and then I could rename things so that there's like a message on the items that go inside for more, or whatever it would say, like more feel free to shop inside or something like that. I don't know what it would be, but something along those lines. Gosh, guys, I don't know what to do now. This one feels much more like a shop, doesn't it? This one feels more like a private quarters. And just ignoring the way it's decorated. Of course, you could decorate this as a shop inside, but just from the external view of this house. But I have always dreamt of this house. This would be my chance to build it. And of course, there is this little nook over here. So if we again look at the blueprint of the Tudor House Mayor, so there is, if you look at that blueprint, there is this little nook here, to be honest. So hard to decide. I don't know what to do. So what we'll do is I will just, let me just save this file actually, because that's going to be useful for later. And we are just going to start killing some drakes and wyverns to gather some funds for expanding the plot, because whatever it is, it's still going to cost. So we still need at least 19 platinum. So that's going to be a long grind. And I do have some money already at my mage's house, but not enough. So let's go kill some drakes and wyverns and gather some money, because they drop about 800 to 900 gold pieces per beastie. So that's pretty handy, eh? Let's just Hearthstone out of here. So the largest house plot weekly is 2,500 a week. Yeah, it's not too bad, considering that if you get to a point where you can actually afford to expand it to that size, most likely by then you have tons of money anyhow, right? So for somebody like that amount of money is like nothing really. And you have a strip of land out front with tables for your vendor. Yeah. So how many platinum do you need to build a house like I have? So this loot house here near Corruption. So that one is the stone cottage. Let's just check here. Stone cottage. That is 19 platinum, 5,000. So again, guys, if you want to look into more of the details of the different houses, I'm just going to put the link there again. You can go and have a look yourselves at the various prices. All the information is there. Okay, so let's leave all of our ruins here at the house and go and kill some beasties. Why don't we? And now that I have a brand new shiny mage's robe, it'll be interesting to see the defenses, like how much that helps. Let's see now, we need, let's just make sure let's start off with like 100 reagent per reagent. So we need 21 of these. And we're going to take away 111 from here. And we're going to add a few more to this one. And ginseng is a good situation. What's my bandage situation right now? 37 bandages. Definitely gonna need more bandages, that's for sure. So let's grab 100 bandages and we should be alright with that. By the time those run out, we'll have so much money that we have to actually... Oh, what happened now? Did I drag something into one of these? I did. Or did I? Yeah, no. I dragged something, but I'm not quite sure what the hell I did there for a moment. Oh well. As long as I have my bandages and my reagents, everything's good to go. Okay, let's get going. So this is a pretty handy thing. So the original reason I built this house right here was to bring all my loot from Halls of Corruption. But after the Steam release, they made a huge change to Grimm's Cavern, which is just here over the bridge. So on Crimson Sea, I have a house at the end of this bridge. So it sort of looks like the bridge is my own house's bridge, right? But back then, the little cavern, the reason I built a house here on Crimson Sea was not only to be close to Halls of Corruption, not only to get the bridge so it looks like it's matching my house, but also because there was this little mine where I could go and mine some ore. Now, back then, the mine only had copper and iron, and it didn't have any monsters inside it at all. But now it actually has drakes and wyverns. As you can sort of see, they're sort of like lurking there inside. And you can actually lure them out. They will not rubber band, guys. These guys will not rubber band like the mobs inside of Corruption. I can go all the way over here and they will still stay here outside and they will keep their damage as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. For mining, it's kind of like not so great for mining anymore because there's these drakes and wyverns inside. But it's great if you want to take down these beasties to get some money and to get some. So they give off the best kind of leather in the game as well. Let me just get my my little status bar or my health bar over here, just to keep an eye on things. And these are like super easy to take down with a good mage as well. Just put a little poison on him, and then just walk away, and the poison will cause them to stop in place. I'm just watching now my stream on and we can just actually zoom in a little bit because my character's so small on the screen right now, isn't she? It's kind of not so interesting to watch. So due to the poison, they kind of like do this little, they sort of stop in place, so it's super easy for me to escape for a bit and do some damage and then run away again. So I don't know how long they're gonna, like, I have a sneaking suspicion, guys, that they're gonna do something about this because this seems a little bit on the easy side. Of course, for a newbie character, not so easy, but for if you have a good mage, this is like super easy to come and farm these guys. So I'm not complaining. We'll probably get our mana up a bit. Impossible with melee, Hekios, really? Oh, wow, okay. So a mage is so much more handy for this kind of thing then, right? Interesting. I have not leveled up like a warrior type character. Where did it go? Where did that little beastie go? Let's get our horsey. And hello, Pirate Max. Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you join us here tonight. So this is on the map Deluxe. This is so the Elder Village area. So there's Elder Village over there. Then you come down along the river and you cross the bridge over there, and there's Corruption. And then you cross the little bridge over to this little peninsula, and Grimm's Cavern is right there. So handy dandy. Handy dandy indeed. And you see now, okay, that's another drake. Where did the other one go, though? Did it just like walk off somewhere? just run around and see. They keep their damage, guys. These guys do not rubber band back. There it is. So it's just sort of walked off on its own. Still has the damage. So I can just finish it off now. Easy peasy. And these, when you harvest them, the nice thing about harvesting these guys is that not only do they give off beast leather from harvesting, but they drop, like as a drop. They give the higher leather, which I forget now what the name of it is, but yeah, there's 3 different types of leather, and it's the highest one, the sort of gray colored one. Okay, so off we go. And how much money did we get from this guy now? We got, so the amount of money they drop is quite nice as well. So this was 912 gold. The only problem is that they're kind of boring. So as long as you sort of keep yourself alive, I mean, there's not much to do here. That's the only downside about farming these, is you can get super bored, so you sort of have to do something at the same time so you don't die of boredom. So going into corruption, for instance, is so much more exciting, right? Because you have a lot of challenges in there. I mean, it's not hard to kite these guys outside of the cavern and then just, you know, just make sure that you stay bandaged, stay healed up, just put a poison on them, and then just, you know, run away whenever you need, like mana and stuff, So that's the downside, and I kind of like, I have a hard time believing that they're going to keep this way, because it's kind of too easy now to access these guys, where you would think that these should be deep in the dungeons, you know, like hard to access, hard to get to. So I'm sort of feeling like I need to make use of this as it is right now, and just farm the heck out of these guys. Let's get a poison on him so he stops like following me around. So Sakun, what will you recommend in magery manifestation for the drakes? Well, the skills I have right now, I can show, once I get this guy killed, I can show you what I have right now. And that'll give you some idea of, but I thought you, didn't you have a pretty high mage already, Sakun? Or do I remember incorrectly? I somehow remember that you had a pretty high level mage already. Okay, so... So now we got this leather, guys. So the vile leather hide. Here we go. So I harvested beast leather, but in addition it drops vile leather. And then as far as what I have in skills right now, so I have 94 magic affinity, 79 manifestation. The manifestation you don't need for killing them though, unless you want to just, I mean, this is all the healing spells, right? All you need is magic affinity, evocation, and high channeling. So I have 100 channeling, 92 evocation, but I do have high healing. I have 100 healing and 86 vigor. So, you know, obviously being able to bandage myself on the run, you know, without it slowing me down is a huge benefit. I'm not sure if I could do this with only manifestation, so I don't use manifestation really for... Oh, there's one. I'm too zoomed in, I can't really see anything. I'm just thinking this is a little bit nicer for you guys to see on the screen than just my little tiny... Maybe I'll just zoom out a little bit actually, because don't want it to get too crazy. So you see how she's, when she's casting the spell, she actually sort of slows down, right? So that's the problem with healing with manifestation. So my healing is all through the healing skill and vigor alone. And somebody was actually just asking me last night on Discord whether whether they whether I recommend they swap in. So they had done my mage tutorial and they had gotten their but the only change they made was they took magical attunement with the, and they had the white staff, the best, I guess it's the best staff. I'm not sure. I did get one myself from these guys the other day. I haven't done anything with it though. So what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, oh yeah, so they were asking me, do I recommend healing and vigor over using the magical attunement or whatever it was called. And I had to tell them that honestly I don't know. I've never tried that skill, and I am so happy with this template that I don't really have the need to switch over. So I can't say. I don't know what, like, does anyone out there in the chat have experiences with what was it? Magical attunement? What the heck was that thing called? Magical attunement, yeah. So what are your experiences with that? So yeah, like she has to slow down to actually cast greater heal, and that's like the bad side. Whereas with a bandage, she can just keep on running. You see that? Those plus signs, that was her using a bandage, and she doesn't have to slow down at all. So I just think that the healing and vigor is superior way to heal yourself. So you have 70 to 80, Sakun? Yeah, I would say that like the skill level I'm at now is quite nice for these guys. I couldn't really imagine doing this with lower skills though. Like it's nice and comfortable at this skill level. Of course you could try at lower levels, but it might be a little bit too challenging. Hey there, Zago, Dazgo I should say, and welcome to the stream. Nice to have you join us here tonight. Yeah, vile leather. Yeah, so Dazgo, you're actually asking the same thing that the person asked me last night on Discord. And yeah, so my answer is that I have no idea. Never tried the skill. Don't have any need to try the skill. I'm perfectly happy with the template I have. Having healing and vigor instead of that. So yeah, anyhow, that person decided that they want to try and like, they're gonna drop the magical attunement themselves, drop the weapon, and just go for the template I have. So we'll see. At least they will be able to then later say whether I'll be interested to see whether it was actually better or worse. I don't know why they just stand around like idiots after. I mean, I have so much time to do like just roll out those spells after I've poisoned them that it just feels a bit weird that they're so like, they become so dumbfounded from the poison that they're just sort of standing there like idiots and don't come after me. Like, it just makes it a bit on the easy side, to be honest. You know, I'm not complaining on one hand because it is making it very easy to farm these guys, but on the other hand, it's like, I wish there was a little bit more of a challenge. Of course, you know, on one thing to consider is that these guys have been designed for the dungeons, right? I mean, it was only later that they brought them here, now with the Steam launch. So it could be that since these were originally designed to be in a dungeon amongst a whole bunch of other mobs, and then also the area restrictions, you know, all these little pathways and like tunnels and stuff, that it's harder to move around. These are not really designed to be working in this kind of easy peasy environment that's like so easy to farm them. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to make use of this time. I'm pretty sure they're gonna change this at some point because this is just too easy, really. Yeah, Dasgo. No, I wasn't. I hadn't even noticed your question at that point. It was funny It was synchronicity that you happened to ask the very same thing. Very, very interesting. Our minds were connected. So you found a glitch, Dasgo, while killing drakes with your archer. If you stand out of their cast range, they keep standing and don't cast fireball. Oh, interesting. And hello there, Gunstar Gizmo. Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you join us here tonight. We have been talking tonight about setting up a shop and having it inside the house versus having all the crap sprawled all over outside like 99% of the other shops are. We've been talking about the restrictions of doing that, the downsides, the good sides, and I have placed a new plot, and we're here grinding. We had a look at the plot sizes, what kind of house I'm going to be building on that to become the shop, and also we had a tour through the different towns to see how those same buildings look. And now we are here grinding for some gold to expand the plot. Here in Grimm's Cavern. This cavern, by the way, guys, this was a pretty interesting one back in the day before the Steam launch. So the way this cavern was that it was half PvE, half PvP area. I came in here with I came in here to mine all the time, and I never had any problems. I did take the risk of going to the PvP side of the cavern, but I never had any problems, thankfully, because I guess the PKs didn't realize to come and hang out here for miners. But now, of course, with the big difference, with the big change after Steam launch, it's all just PvE area, and of course I'm on a PvE server anyhow right now, so. But yeah, I've often thought to myself that, man, those PKs missed out back in the day before Steam launch. They could have come here and killed so many miners if they would have realized. I'm not even sure if like they ever had those discussions about, you know, the possibilities here, but it's too late now. And Zakun, you have the bashing skill. It's nice doing extra damage between casts and also ability to stop monster healing themselves. That's nice. I can imagine that's pretty cool, yeah. I in my template I don't have any room for any weapons whatsoever. But I'm pretty happy with what what this mage can do. So I haven't really found a need to change the template myself. You know what I should do much more than doing the E-bolts is I should... The guy's just standing in place. Did you see that, guys? Did hardly anything. Just stood there like an idiot. What I should be doing actually right now is to train up also my magery. And the way I can the only way I can really do that at this point right now is by casting the meteor spell. So maybe we should start doing that a little bit. Try and get our magery up a bit, because my evocation is now 92.5. It would be nice to GM evocation and magic affinity. Magic affinity is 94.5 now. So let's actually do that. Let's cast some poison in this guy. And then do some of this meteor stuff. It is a scary spell, by the way, guys. Never get stuck underneath your own meteor. It gives you damage as well. Oh, gotta heal myself. So yeah, I would be interested to hear your guys' thoughts on, like, why do you think shops are outside mainly? Why haven't people like made shops inside other than the whole like container thing? At least for me, the drive to make it immersive and realistic, and so that it sort of actually looks like a proper shop, is much. Oh, there's another drake. Okay, we're gonna have to. This is getting a little bit too much now. Let's actually lure one of these outside. And there's another drake right there. My goodness. Okay. Let's definitely... Oh, I'm almost dead. Oof. Healed myself just in time. Just in time. And here's the annoying thing, guys, that if you actually die over here, you spawn, your body spawns way over. It's really annoying. So it's actually like... If you die here at Grimm's Cavern, you get teleported, your like body gets teleported to the south of this river over here to like a resurrection stone. So it's not the one over here. If you die in corruption, you get resurrected over here, or you become ghosted over here. But for this one, it goes all the way down here, so you have to run all the way around here to get back. Oh, actually to go back up here. It is so annoying. So the last thing I want to do here is die. This is, that's something to know. If you do come farming, just don't die. Don't do it. It takes forever to get back. So guys, one more week. Just under 1 week, and then WoW Classic comes out. Who all is going to be playing WoW Classic in a week? And has everyone reserved their names who are going to be playing? So if you have already opened your subscription, you can actually reserve your names. And choose the servers, and get your characters like created. You just can't play, that's all. And hello Ruckjack, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you back with us. You are going to be playing it for sure. Sine, you're going to start as a human warrior at Gehennas. Nice. I tried to be a warrior in WoW back in the day, and I think I did a fair job at it as well. It's just the most annoying class and a challenging class, like for doing groups and raids. The pressure, oh my gosh. All of the trash talking that happens if you fail even once, like, so the pressure probably even more for a healer is for the, I don't know, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the healer does have the most pressure to perform, whereas all the DPS can just hang back and chill. As long as they don't mess things up for the group, they're sort of like okay. But oh my gosh, the tank and the healer, oh my gosh, the pressure is just immense. I couldn't stand the pressure. It was so annoying to listen to people, you know, complain at me if I did one little thing wrong. And then of course you have all the people who don't really respect the rules. You have to keep like telling people that, you know, not to lure in the ads and stuff like that. And then you're gonna have the fidgety guys who just want to spam everything, and they lure in a whole bunch of ads. And my way of being a tank is much more controlled, and let's do things one at a time. And most people, you know, once they're sort of masters at the game, they don't have the patience for that anymore. So yeah, not really for me. With a group of friends, I could totally be happy doing a tank. So are you going to be doing like a DPS tank or a DPS warrior or a tank warrior? Because of course there is that option as well as a warrior. Sakun, you liked power tanking in Watlock and Kata. Yeah, I tried making, oh, we got some vile leather, guys. Nice. How much money do we have, by the way? I tried a paladin once. You know, my sons, they loved the paladin, both of them. They both had paladins, and so we already have 6,200, guys. So soon we'll have a plat collected, one plat down, and only dozens and dozens and dozens more to go. Oh my gosh, guys, this is so funny. I'm not sure if you're seeing this on the screen, but that like one Drake looks like he's actually expelling gases, shall we say, in a nice way. Just let's see if we can, let's get this guy down first, and I'll go and show you what I mean. Oh yeah, I should be using actually I keep forgetting to use the meteor. Let's just do that now, actually. Let's get another poison on this guy. Yeah, he didn't like that very much, did he? Did not like that. And Gunstar, that's why you stopped using a tank or healer, because of all the trash talk, right? Yeah. Yeah, it gets annoying, doesn't it? I mean, I guess if you had one in a guild or with your friends, it'd be super fun. I could imagine that being lots of fun, but not with the random groups. Okay. Let's see. What was I gonna do? Oh yes, the meteor, that's right. What's going on? Did I press the wrong one? There we go. I'm not getting very good gains anymore, even from Meteor, to be honest. So I guess I need to start doing Earthquake. But that actually does damage to me as well. I wonder, I could try and see what an Earthquake would be like. I think I tried it once and I just died. And I don't want to die, that's for sure. I guess the Earthquake is more like for... is more for when you have lots of little... Like it's an area spell, really. So it starts to just shake the whole ground and kills all the little ones around. But then for the purpose of killing a drake, I don't think it's probably very good. And it also does damage to yourself as well. But we can try. I mean, it's been ages since I've tried using this, but I need to get my gains up. So let's just put that over there. Hold on. So, I have to make sure I have all my HP up. And let's go over near this guy. And I'll just cast it. And then I'll run away as soon as possible. Nothing happened. Did I fail the cast? Maybe I needed to stay in place? You're too far to do that. Oh, I think I needed to wait for a little bit more. Okay, let's try that again. Just curious to see what it would do actually to... Oh, there we go. Shit. Yeah, it doesn't do too much damage. I have so much HP these days. But I don't think it didn't do any damage to the Drake itself. But it's a cool effect though, that the whole world shakes when you do that. Yeah, that wasn't very useful, was it? And so now you're most likely rolling a tank. Well, good luck with that. I hope you find nice, good people to go. I guess most of you are joining guilds. I myself, I'm probably gonna go solo like I usually do. And then I mean, at least in the beginning, I'll go solo. The way I like to do it with guilds is that because I'm a role player, I kind of want things to happen organically and naturally. So I want the joining of a guild to be a kind of a situation where I happen to meet in game, in character, I happen to meet good people, and then they naturally sort of ask me to join their forces, and not so that I get it all prepared beforehand. Of course, now on Discord, everyone is, organizing the guilds, recruiting already now at this point, and for me, it just doesn't, as a role player, that doesn't feel so natural. It would be so much more magical to actually bump into somebody really nice and then join forces in a sort of organic way. So maybe I will join a guild, but it depends on who I meet. I will start off solo though. And also, of course, I'm sure a lot of role players would cringe at this, but I never want to have like a backstory for my character, really. Not too much of one anyway when I first start out. Of course, most role players, they do think up a backstory of, my character was born here and here, and his parents were, very poor, and my father asked me to blah 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 blah. Then I was in this and this and this war, and then I had to do that, and that's what's made me who I am today. What I prefer doing when I start a new role-playing character is I instead have her sort of start in a way that she's sort of like lost her memory. She's not quite sure where she is. She doesn't know her background so much, and then she starts to figure it out as she goes along. So, for instance, let's say she goes to and sees a beautiful lake, and she somehow, like maybe as a player, just as me, cats, I think to myself, my gosh, that's a beautiful view. There's something so cozy about that lake, and maybe on that spot I will then invent something for her that she might feel that a sort of attachment to the lake, and perhaps she has like some vague memories of growing up near the lake or going fishing there as a child or something. So this is what I do, is I start to piece together their like background bit by bit, just by playing the game, just by, you know, chance occurrences, and that's how I build the backstory. So I don't have it all ready to go when I first start the character, and I've found that to be so much more fun, and it feels like much less fake, because if I have a backstory where they were in this and this war, or they were married to that and that person, it doesn't feel real. Whereas if things sort of happen naturally during gameplay, that feels much more memorable somehow. And I guess I'm a bit of a weirdo for doing it that way, but it seems to work really nicely. And also for those of you who have never role-played actually in an MMO, you know, a lot of times I think role players are seen as these really pompous, arrogant, silly people who have these silly rules about names and the phrases they can use, and they have all these sort of like you can do this and you can't do that, and I think that sort of gives the role players a little bit of a bad name, and it's sort of like a misconception. At the end of the day, role playing can be your completely personal experience, and you can do it on whatever level that feels you know, comfortable for you. You don't have to follow anyone's rules. Of course, that could be that you would not be accepted into some snobby like role-playing guild, because they probably have very, very strict rules. But the way I like to roleplay is I just, you know, do whatever feels naturally for me. I do stay in character. I do give like realistic names that parents of my character would have given the character upon birth. So, you know, I would never have a name such as like strong warrior or anything like that. Like, no parent is gonna name their kid that, right? So they're realistic names in regards to the day and age of the MMO, whether it's a medieval one or a space-aged one, or I should say sci-fi sort of themed one. And then I stay in character so that I just never talk about real life events. I don't use like internet slang, because that would not have been part of the medieval times. And then I try to, as I'm like doing quests or traversing the lands, I try to see the world through my character's eyes. And that's basically it for me as far as role playing. I don't, you know, put any other rules to myself. And I try and avoid the snobby role players at all costs. I don't really. I think they're a pain in the ass, those guys. So all I'm saying, guys, is that I'm sure a lot of you out there have been interested. Oh, we got some vigor gains. Have been interested in maybe trying role playing, but then maybe you had like a misconception about what it actually entails. And it can be that simple. It can be that simple that you're just playing the game like you normally would, but you try and think of every action you do, every quest you do as being from the perspective of your character. How do they feel about doing that quest? Do they have to go and kill maybe a certain kind of creature that has helped them at some point, you know? These kinds of things. And then you actually, not only are you getting the game, but you're sort of getting a double experience. You're getting like two for the price of one, really. Uh-oh, I'm getting into trouble here, guys. Too much chatter and too little focus. Sort of just brainlessly killing this thing. That was a close one as well. And I would warmly, warmly recommend anyone who has had even the smallest bit of interest try it sometime. Oh, right, Sakun. So Paladin is not recommended for Classic. A tank will be a pain in Classic because of rep cost. So you're now at 60 evocation in Legends of Aria while farming leather. Nice. And magic affinity. And Zevis, hello, PvE content every day. Yeah, well, except when we went to Legends of Ultima, yeah. Yeah, we are saving money. Oh, this is a wall of fire. Let's see how that works on the Drake. Oh, he does not like that. He does not like that at all. Look at that, guys. If you just sort of go around in a circle here, he has to keep on standing. That was kind of interesting. But he got so angry. Did you see that? He got super angry at me that time. Let's try that again, actually. So I have it on F4. My goodness, he was pissed. Look at him go. Yeah, he wanted out of there as soon as possible. I should use the wall of fire more often, to be honest. I have never really, I've tried it, but I haven't really used it too much. And it looks pretty cool on the stream as well, doesn't it? Oh, we got imperfect topaz ring. I actually got a perfect... You know what I got yesterday on one of these guys? I got a perfect ruby necklace with +5 constitution, so that's the best type of necklace you can actually get. They also, like, if you buy them off merchants, like player merchants, they cost a fortune as well. They're the most expensive kind, so that was pretty lucky. And like I was saying, I also got one of those white magic attunement staffs as well. I don't know what they are worth at merchants, but I'm gonna have to go to one of the more busy servers and just do some research on the prices of those. I'm gonna probably sell it off at my merchant because I am not gonna be using it myself. Oh yeah, we almost forgot to do the wall of fire thing. Let's just get this guy a little bit out of here first. Lure him out a bit. And then we'll poison him so he sort of does these pauses. So, then we'll do the wall of fire on him as well. Let's see. Oh, let's lure him over. Oh, yeah, so he goes away. That first guy, he stayed in the fire. So come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. I'm sure you can... Let's try another one. That was kind of cool to see them sort of running around like maniacs. No, they always walk out of it, don't they? Here we go. It doesn't do too much damage though, so that's kind of useless actually. Oh, almost dead, guys. Almost dead, almost dead. There we go. Oof, that was a close one. That was a close one. Oh, the game is louder than usual. Okay, let me just put that down a little bit. Oh, I do actually have it very high today. Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that, Zephis. I had it on high when I was playing just on my own, and I didn't remember to turn down the volume before starting to stream. Right, so you could barely hear me. Thank you so much for mentioning that. And guys, if there is any audio problems like that ever, please do let me know. Please do let me know, because the thing is that I like to upload these to YouTube afterwards, and it's not nice if you cannot, hear the speech properly. So Yeah, good. Thank you so much, Zevis. I very much appreciate that. And that's a good reminder for me to always check before I start the stream. So, about you were asking, is it some kind of boss or is my level just much lower and that's why it takes so long for you to kill them? You're not playing this game, you just see it in my stream, so you don't know. Zevis, these are like some of the hardest mobs. I don't know about, I guess then there's the awakening mobs, but these are some of the hardest ones to kill. So they give some of the best loot. So that's why it takes so long to take them down. They have so much HP and they do so much damage as well. So Patriotic Gamer, you just got stuck due to this game being a broken fun mess. You love the game, but they really need to fix their game-breaking bugs versus cotton stacking. Well, they actually fixed the cotton stacking now though, Patriotic. So there, I just saw an announcement about that in Discord. And what server, Gazmop? I am on the Aria Europe PvE server. So this is the one that I normally play on. And yeah, Patriotic, I'm sorry to hear that you're having so many issues. I'm not having too many issues on the Aria servers anymore. There are, but it could be also be that I've just gotten so used to them that I know the workarounds. That is a possibility as well, that it just comes second nature to do the things that you have to do to sort of work around those. And I need to do those meteors actually. We need to get our mana up badly. Hello, Blendigan! More Aria, yes. And you got your own wyvern now. Congratulations. That is a huge thing. I have yet to tame a wyvern in this game or a dread myself. And as you guys know who have been onto my streams often before, you know that my ultimate goal in this game is actually to tame a dread someday. So, in all honesty, I should probably be working on my tamer, not doing this. But we need the money for a new shop. So for those of you who have just joined the stream and you don't know what the heck we're up to today, let me just explain. So, I am going to be setting up a new player shop. And we're going to try and do it this way. You know how all the shops have the crap like just spread out on the plot? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have the stuff for sale inside, at least what I can sell. So so you can place a merchant inside. You can unlock the door. You can put items on the counters and on the floors to be on sale. The only problem is that you cannot have containers inside of your house that have things on sale on them because they turn into secures automatically. That's the only thing stopping from making a fully fledged shop inside of a house. I'm just about to die here. So what I have placed a third plot now, guys, here on Aria Europe PvE, and we're in the process now of gathering funds so that we can expand the plot. And then, of course, after that, we have to then gather the funds to actually buy the house deed as well. And killing these wyverns and drakes is a great little way to definitely get some funds, since they drop tons of money. They drop around 900 gold pieces each. So that's pretty juicy. Yeah, I mean, yeah. There are definitely some issues for sure. Patriotic gamer in the game. I will be the first to admit that that is a problem. Of course, it's still early access. They're not, it's not the fully released game per se. So early access sort of gives them allowances still to make some mistakes, I think. Oh, you got stuck in the geometry, Patriot. Do I understand correctly that you sort of got stuck in the geometry there? And you couldn't move? And you couldn't escape? And you died because of the bug and could have gotten your stuff looted. I see. Commissar Vodka, hello, 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 hello. Nice to see you here. My goodness gracious. Look at this. So Commissar Vodka is a guy who I watched his stream. He has just started Legends of Aria. He started on the Steam. Was it Commissar on the day of Steam launch that I think I came to see your and I'm just gonna do a shout out for Commissar Vodka. Let me just do a little intro. So Commissar Vodka, you are from Wales, and I love your accent. I love the atmosphere on your stream. Really, and I love your humor, and I love all the little things that you say when you're streaming. Like when I was watching your last stream, your little reactions like to different situations was adorable. So anyhow, guys, if you want another chill stream, friendly chill stream with a down-to-earth guy, Commissar Vodka is your man. And so, Commissar, you're waiting for... you're a variety streamer, so you do all kinds of streams, and you're sort of waiting for things to settle down with Legends of Aria before you stream that again. And let me just do the shout-out thing now. Let me see if I can figure this out again. Shout-out... There we go. And yeah, so nice to see you here. So nice to see you here. Oh, it was the day before. Day before Steam launch, was it? Ah, okay. Slayer of Dragons. Yes. So you were lurking, Commissar. I'm glad you did speak up though, because I'm sure that you heard the utter delight in my voice when I realized that you're here. Nah, it's all true. It's all true. Every word. It really is. And like the thing is that of course there are a lot of people streaming Legends of Aria now. But it's kind of very delightful when you find your people, the people that you sort of relate to the most, or to whose personality you sort of feel a match. And I definitely do not feel that on everyone's stream. Like, everyone has a little bit of a different atmosphere to offer. And I definitely prefer for myself the sort of more chill, friendly, cozy streams. So yeah, when I happened upon your stream that one time, I definitely felt those things. So yeah, because then you're gonna have the very competitive streams, and with a lot of sort of trash talking and a lot of competition and PvP and a sort of bro mentality, and maybe those are not. I mean, I'll dip into those once in a while, but just to see if I can learn something from what they're doing, because they're obviously like really good players. But I don't necessarily feel like cozy and sort of relaxed on those streams myself. So and hello Nanners, nice to see you again. Welcome to the stream. What have you been up to today? How has your day been? So Nanners, yeah, the wyverns. So this is a little. This used to be a little mining cave. I can show you the map. Just 1 second, while I get this guy poisoned. Let me just do a little bit more damage so he doesn't run around so fast anymore. I'll just go off and get my mana up, and I'll show you the map. Let's go over here. Get our mana up. So, you know, after Steam launched, Nanners, they sort of distributed the mobs around the world and also the resources, right? So this little cave here, Grimm's Cavern, there's Elder Village. This is close to Corruption. This used to be just like a little... Oh, I'm gonna die. This used to be a little mining cave with just iron and copper before. But now they have wyverns and drakes in there, and they have the higher tier ore in there as well. And yeah, that's what we're farming right now, because we need to gather a whole bunch of money to expand a new plot that I put down last night. Yeah, that's true, Nanners. It is mostly guys that stream. For some reason, I have no idea why that is. I would really, really like to see actually more females playing the game, streaming the game, because sometimes it does feel a little bit like it's just a big old boys club. Most of the people who comment on Discord as well seem to be guys, and I don't understand why that is, because back in Ultima Online days, it was much more even, the division between women and male players, or female and male players. I'm not quite sure why it's that way here. And oh, we're overloaded, guys. Okay, so let me see if there's any crap that I can just throw down. Of course, what I could do is let's at least take the money out and put it on the ground so it doesn't decay, and then I'm just going to run very quickly over to my house. Let's just raise it one more time just so it resets the decay rate for that. We'll run over to the house, which is just across the bridge here, run back and just save that money quickly before it decays. I could have actually just used my Hearthstone actually, but it's just over the bridge here, and hopefully by the time we get back it will still be there. You know what I should do? I should mark a rune for that spot actually, for these kinds of occasions. I should actually mark a rune. Okay, let's just throw that money in there quickly and go back. And well, we can throw the leather in there as well, because that kind of weighs as well. Okay, and we'll just leave the rest, and let's go quickly before it decays. And Guzmop, you play this game with a few women. Hello, Dude Jensen. Nice to see you. How are you doing tonight? How has your day been? Where did I put that? Oh, it's where the corpse is, isn't it? Over here. Here we go. It's still there, guys. It's still there. Quickly. There we go. We got it. We got it, guys. I mean, that's now 829 gold, so it's not like I really want to throw that away, right? Okay, now let me see. So, Patriotic, you're saying Mitzi Fox streams this game? Okay, I'm gonna have to check her out. Don't think I've seen her stream. And Commissar, you're glad that I feel cozy in your streams? Of course. Next time I'm on, you'll make me some proper Welsh crab. Oh my gosh, yeah. I was telling Commissar this, that I traveled to Wales. So the place I was, Commissar, you might be wondering where I actually visited in Wales. Let me just check here from Facebook quickly. I don't remember the name, but I have my pictures from when we visited. It's such a beautiful country. Let's see now. photos and albums and Wales 2009. So here we go. Here are some pictures from my trip. Commissar, this is just for you. We'll just look at these very quickly. So here it is actually. Gwynedd. I guess that sort of explains where that might have been. So here's like a map. So actually that time, Commissar, that we so here's what happened, guys. Okay, I was on Commissar's stream and I was explaining what a beautiful trip I had to Wales. And then we took this very, very long bike trip all the way, me and my sons. We rented out some bikes. We biked all this way. It took hours. And we got all the way over here to this little town. And by the time we got there, hours later, we were famished. We were so hungry. We were dying. And we were, parched. We were hungry. We didn't have any snacks with us. So, and I sort of never understood that this would be such a long trip. So by the time we got here, Barmouth, I guess, is the town. Yes, Barmouth. No. Borthnog and trip to Barmouth. Yes, okay, Barmouth. And on the actually, we have pictures of that crab dinner. So there's my sons, and these are some of the sceneries that along that way. Lots of sheep. And here we're crossing the bridge over to the Barmouth. And here we are, actually, Commissar. We bought these crab sandwiches, and I was expecting, actually, for the crab to be nice, succulent, pink, fresh, sweet crab. And it was this dark, actually, can you see even in this picture at the very bottom, it was this dark gray, stinky, horrible tasting stuff in, you see that dark stuff there? I think that was the meat. This dark, oh no, or was it that stuff actually? I'm not sure. But it was horrible. You can see from my poor son's expression that he's like, oh, do I have to eat this? And, at first I was like, eat your lunch. And then I realized myself once I started to bite into it that no, can't eat this. No, guys, you don't have to eat your sandwiches. Yeah. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful area for sure. Yeah, Nanners, have you also been curious as to why there aren't more girl players playing this? Isn't it weird? Because there's so many elements to this game that female players, and not to stereotype, regardless of what kind of game it is, you're going to find people of both, or all genders. I should not say both, because there's more than, of course, just female and male in this world, but all genders would enjoy any kind of game. It's more about personality and not so much about gender. But if we think about on the stereotypical sort of level of things, there's so many things that female players would enjoy in this game. So I don't understand where they are. I don't. And Jonat, for you, it seems pretty evenly divided. Really? Okay. Well, that's cool to hear. Maybe they've started to find this game after the Steam launch then. Sakun, yes, I loot the leather for sure. Did I not take it? If I didn't take the leather, then it was by mistake. I definitely meant to loot the leather for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check her out as well, Nanners. Commissar, no. I'm not personally interested in the ambassador program, and nor would I even be eligible for it, to be quite honest. They only will accept people who are devoted to playing Aria. They don't accept they have made it quite clear that they don't want variety streamers, and I'm a variety streamer, so I want to have my freedom to play Worm, to stream WoW, to stream other games. So, yeah. But I do agree that it would be cool that they would have, if they find a female streamer who is devoted to Legends of Aria, that would be very cool to have one. Have some females representing, for sure, and bring sort of like a different perspective. And Patriotic Gamer, do I know anything about the Malay fix? I do not know anything about that at all, no. Next to Snowdonia, yes. It's a beautiful place, Commissar. Yeah, well, the only reason we went there really was because my friend, he has a little bed and breakfast kind of joint there. And he invited me over. He said, just buy the tickets over to Wales and I'll take care of the rest. So we went over there and we had a great time. And like I was saying, Commissar, like on the... during our trip, it was just amazing, like how friendly people were. Just every single person that came, that we came across during those pathways were smiling and waving to us, and they were super friendly over there. And that was actually the first time, Commissar, that my sons had ever tasted fish and chips, like your traditional British, or I shouldn't say British, that's Britain, of course. Well, United Kingdom, I'll say United Kingdom style of fish and chips. They had never tasted that before, because that's not a thing over in Finland at all. I mean, we have fish, we have, of course, chips here as well, but not that exact experience, So yeah, they loved it, by the way, they loved it. So we had a lot of fish and chips during our stay there. And Patriotic, you're wondering why slashing takes forever to level. Oh, does it? Because it used to be, not that I have a very high level slasher, to be honest. The characters that I do have that have a weapon, they're all slashers. I do like the slashing because it's so quick. It just feels like efficient. It feels powerful when you're, it's just the psychological reaction to the speed of it. But I have not gotten any of them up too high, not that I've even tried, to be honest. That could be Sakun. I mean, back when I was playing UO, though, I found that the division between females and males was pretty even. Maybe a little bit more males. I would have said that at least my experience would have been like 60% male and 40% female. Of course, who knows what the actual genders were behind the characters, right? And I had male characters as well, so you never knew who was actually playing the male characters. Could have been females as well. But from the people that I got to know, in real life, I just felt that it was much more equal. And Commissar, oh damn, you're never going to be an ambassador then, because you're a variety streamer as well. You gotta shoot off for food. It's always a joy to speak to you as well, Commissar. And thank you so much, and I will talk to you later. And Exiled, you got your slashing to 100. At what point did you do that? Was that before the Steam launch? Maybe it's changed after the Steam launch. Who knows? But 90 to 100 was super slow, right? Yeah, I'm using a katana with all of mine. Yeah, and the katana is more like a sort of nostalgia thing, because the katana, the silver katana of vanquishing was my favorite weapon back in... Oh, am I out of bandages, by the way? No, I am not out of bandages, so why is she not... Oh, there we go. Maybe I just got muddled up a bit there. Yeah, so just out of nostalgia's sake, I don't know if a katana is good in this game, but it's my favorite. But it's almost sounding like that's the one to use. So Kuhn, your experience in Ultima Online, do you mean, was 95% male? Really? What the heck? But were you doing PvP though, Sakun? That could be a difference. Because I was hanging out with the PvE crowd and the role players in Ultima Online. So that could have had more females. Maybe you were out with the guys doing the PvP? Maybe that's a reason? You miss so much with slashing with Steam. Oh, I see. And try and find an enchant that adds a percentage to hit. Okay, I will do that. And Patriotic, you use a katana as well. And Yonat slashing is super slow. Really? What the heck? It is. And you start to play at Steam launch. Martial prowess is 85, slashing is 50, using katana since start. So Yanat, so you're saying it's super slow. Have you decided to try like other skills other than the slashing? I think I tried bashing and also not bashing. What was it? I at least tried lancing at some point. What was the other one? Piercing I've never tried myself. Oh, I must be just remembering the lancing then. I could swear that would have been, or was bashing. No, that's with the shield, isn't it? Oh, bashing weapons. No. Yeah, I did try bashing. That was super slow. Lancing was super slow. Then I go over to slashing and that just felt so quick in comparison, but maybe piercing is even faster? I don't know, never tried it. So, Sakun, you're saying the melee skill depends on some values of your enemy. So, for example, in the sewers, you will not get over 35% skill. And you played, yeah, so you played the PvP stuff more in UO. Okay, that explains the difference though, Sakun, clearly. If I was hanging out with the PvE and the role-playing crowd, for sure, that would explain things. Oh, not looking too good right now. Maybe I should do let's do the meteor. There's like two on the same spot. Maybe I could hit them both at the same time. Nice. Let's see if we can get another one in before they start moving. Perfect. Oh, I need to get my mana up. How much money or weight do we actually have? Only 92. Have we only just killed one drake in all this time? I can't believe it. I only have gold from one. It's probably because I've been chatting more than focusing on killing these things. Let's just get a little bit more aggressive here. Just bombard these guys. Yips. Okay. So, family, this is going to be a rather short stream today, guys. Family is going to be going... Oh, almost threw my Hearthstone out there. So, family is going to be going to bed soon. So, it's just going to be a mini stream today. But we've had a good chat today here for sure. Talked about a lot of interesting things. And hopefully, by the time we have the next stream, I will have already expanded the land, because I'm just gonna be hacking away at these drakes, to be quite honest, until I get all my funds saved up. So maybe in the next stream we will have enough that we can actually build a house, or at least get the foundation down, and then start working for the materials for the house. Yeah, not getting any major gains at all using the e-bolt at this point. And I'm not actually getting any major gains from doing the meteor either, so I'm not quite sure how now to get my majory up at this point. It's a bit slow going. But yeah, this is a great spot, guys. If you need to farm for gold, this is the way to go. Super easy. You get nice leather. You don't get anything interesting as drops from these guys, really. I have not gotten any furniture crates or the decoration crates at all from these guys. I have gotten some nice jewelry. I've gotten the mage staffs. Lots of money. They don't drop any reagents, even though they're magical themselves. They don't drop any spells. They mainly drop money, potions, leather. Oh, they do actually drop reagents. What am I talking about? I'm being silly here. There's also alchemy things, decrepit eyes. Yeah, so you do actually get some reagents. I was completely talking silliness there, and but yeah, I'm kind of disappointed to see that we have not gotten any of those little decorational crates that give off the cool chains and plants and paintings and stuff like that. And actually, I did go and hunt some gazers the other day at Gazer Isle, which was my favorite place to get those special crates, and I wasn't able to get any there either. So they have definitely made quite a few changes to this game since the Steam launch. Some things have been good, some things have been a little bit worse than before. So I do hope that they balance things out a bit and keep the good stuff and just improve the bad stuff. Sometimes I feel like they take take 2 steps forward. I'm not gonna say 1 step forward, 2 steps back, because it's definitely it's getting better. So it's definitely 2 steps forward and 1 back, but it just does feel like every time there's something new and good, there's also a little bit of something bad in the mix as well. But the overall experience is definitely, getting more positive as far as I'm concerned. I do find myself, if I compare my enjoyment of this game to how I was feeling back in January, for instance, I'm definitely much more engaged now than I was then, and I don't know, it just feels like with the coming of the 2 new areas, more skills now, more things to do, and of course, part of the enjoyment is the fact that my characters are also higher levels, so of course they're much more fun to play now, right? Whereas in the beginning it's all about the struggle of getting started with the characters, so maybe that could be part of the reasons as well, and not so much the game improving over time. I'm out of reagents. Okay, let's do the meteor on this guy then. I have to go and properly get our mana over here. Yeah, I'm trying to do the Meteor Sakun, but I'm not really getting any gains at this point from Meteor either, though. During this whole stream, I've used the Meteor like several times and I haven't gotten a single gain from doing it. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to figure out another way to get my gains up, I think. Probably the Earthquake. Probably just gonna have to do Earthquake in my house or something. I'm not sure. Or what I could do is actually, you know what I could do, guys, is now they made the spawn in the graveyards so that the more people are there killing off the spawn, the more spawn they generate. So they have made it dynamic. So of course, what I could do is I could go with the Earthquake and just decimate a whole bunch of skeletons. There. Almost died there. And make a little bit of money while training my Earthquake. We could just quickly actually see what that might feel like. Of course, you know, I don't want to be stealing like the mobs from the newbies either, but I have a feeling that here on this server, it's quiet enough that there's probably not going to be. Let's actually go and test that out. So I have to wrap up in 20 minutes. So let's quickly actually just go take this stuff to the house, and I want to see what happens if I do Earthquake over in the graveyard, whether we're going to start to get more and more spawn. Like, does it react to how quickly the spawn is being taken down, or does it react to the amount of players in the area? So they did do this change. We'll see. Let's test that out. It'll be a good way to wrap up this stream, actually. Let's just empty all our stuff. So what did we get now? We got some Vile Blood, 3 Vile Blood. We got a whole bunch of potions. Oh, and there's some more money in there, actually. How much money do I have now? I have 84,000, so that's like, that's 8 platinum so far. And then we got ourselves an imperfect topaz ring, which is okay-ish, but nothing too special. I can sell that on my merchant. Then we got some decrepit eyes. We got some beast leathers. And actually, I'm not sure where I'm keeping my leathers over here, actually. And then we got some reagents, basically. Good. Okay. So for Earthquake, what reagent do we need for that? Let's just check. And we'll take a whole bunch of that and just train our magery there a little bit. So Earthquake uses lemongrass. Okay. So we're gonna take a whole bunch of lemongrass with us and lots of bandages. Oh, I only have 2 bandages left right now, actually, because of course the Earthquake does cause damage to yourself. So you don't want to be going killing yourself, do you? 71 lemongrass. Let's definitely grab some more lemongrass. Let's just take the whole stack. 207. Now we have 300. We have enough ginseng. in case we have to do an emergency heal. We could take a few more mushrooms. How much do we have here? Let's take 100 mushrooms, just in case the earthquake doesn't really do much. And also some moss. Let's take a couple hundred moss as well. And if our bags get full, we can just drop off at the bank since it's so close to the graveyard. And I'm thinking to myself that should I actually go to the Valis or the Pyro's Landing graveyard? You know, I've never gone. I found it the Valis the Pyro's Landing graveyard. I only found that recently, actually, guys. Let's actually go there. Let's go to Pyro's. Because that's a huge... Of course, there's the one north of Valis as well. That would have also some higher end. But actually, I want the lower end for this purpose. So yeah, let's go to Pyro's. I wanna test out the earthquake over there and see, because that's a huge area. I didn't even know there was a... I never knew there was a graveyard in Pyro's Landing before, and I sort of stumbled across it quite by mistake one day. And then we will take a little bit of gold because I want to get some empty... I'm gonna buy some empty rune stones as well, so that I can mark a rune at the graveyard there. Yes, let's go check this out. Let's go check this out. So you're saying, Sakun, 90 to 100. At this point, you'll be casting Energy Bolt with 100% success rate, which means you'll be unable to gain any skill points from it. To grind up the last points, your best bet is to cast Meteor, since Earthquake is generally not worth it. Yeah, well, we'll see what it's... Again, I was not getting any skill gains at all from Meteor, so it could be, Sakun, that after the Steam launch, they have changed it a bit. Not sure. Let's go grab an empty rune. I think the general shop was at this... No, it's over here. $200 gold. And I had just enough, it seems. Yeah, let's mark a rune over there. Yeah. Thank you for that, Sakun. Well, we shall see. The earthquake is a higher level spell than the meteor. So it'll be interesting to see if we get any gains now. So for those who don't know that actually Pyro's Landing has a graveyard, if you were like me, it's actually just to the left when you come out of the... So it's on this peninsula over here. So just turn left as soon as you come out of Pyro's, turn left. I don't know why I never stumbled across this before, but there's actually tons of mobs here, you're gonna see. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna gather a whole bunch of them to follow me, and let's see how this works out. I might just actually die here. I didn't succeed there. Oh, what am I doing? That was not the thing I wanted to do. Oh, I chose the wrong spell, but that kind of it's kind of interesting to see if I could just grill them a little bit through the fire. Oh, it's F5, okay. Or do I actually have I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I don't have any hotkey assigned for it. So let me just actually go and assign a hotkey quickly. Let's get out of these guys' way. Let's see if my little tactic works. So let's go over here, all the way over here. Assign that one to be F5. Oh, and they still came after me. Good grief. Come on, guys. Stop it. Let's do this thing so that they stop. And we made 80 manifestation. Nice. So, settings, keyboard, and we're gonna set this one 15 to 15 to be F5. Slot 15. And this one is going to be F5. Good. Okay. Now, let's try this again, shall we? See what happens. Let's go and party. Undead, let's all get together, have some fun. Believe me, you guys will have a great time. Do not worry. The only problem is that those darned skeletons are so fast. Okay, let's try it now. Oh shit. So it killed off some of the zombies. I was just about to die myself there. It was a rather dangerous thing to do, actually. And now I'm completely out of mana. So let's try the fire thingamajig. And let's grill them a little bit in this fire and see if they sort of are dumb enough to go through it. Just keep myself healed. Meanwhile. Well, it doesn't last very long, does it? It doesn't seem to be of much use. You could actually in Ultima Online, when you use those fire pillar or those, I forget what it was called, wall of fire, whatever it was. And there was also the poison one. Those could actually be quite useful back in UO. Let's just loot quickly before that actually decays. So the earthquake was. Well, let's try the meteor here and see what happens. Okay, everyone. Say cheese. That was a little bit more effective. For sure. I don't want to waste the mana actually on this one guy, so I'll just put a poison to him. Yeah, that was definitely much more fun. Doing the only problem, I'm not getting any skill gain from that though. No skill gain at all from the meteor. So what's up with this earthquake? It seems like kind of a useless skill, doesn't it, guys? Or like a spell, I should say. What do people actually use earthquake for? Does anyone know? So have I done the magic reflection to get... Yes, I do. I don't have magic reflection, no. I do have the meditation one, though. I wasn't able to actually get to the next level. Oh, here we go. Begin task. Awesome. I didn't know it had been added, because back when I was doing this, I was not able to get higher. So that's cool. I'm going to have to actually do that. Thanks for mentioning that, Sakun. I didn't realize it had been added, but because before at least I could not get any higher. Okay, let's do another fire pillar. I mean, not a fire pillar, but this fiery thing. Let's gather a group here. Let's get some more into the gang. Maybe that would be a suitable group. Oh, why did I waste my mana? I meant to do a poison on that guy. Here we go. Could we get rid of the rest of these guys somehow? Oh, here comes some more. I actually need to try and stay away from these guys because they're damaging my nice mage robe. I forgot completely about that. Don't want to be ruining that, do I? Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, this is kind of fun to try out, but I think I'd rather be killing wyverns, to be quite honest. Wyverns and drakes. It's not... For a new player, this could probably be pretty cool to get to this point that you could do this with a mage, but... But at least we tested out the earthquake. It didn't seem highly useful. Took up a lot of mana. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to get those skills up, to be honest. Hello there, Blue Star. You came at kind of a bad timing because I'm just about to wrap up my stream here. Any minute now. We were just doing a little bit of a test here in the graveyard to do the earthquake here. And hello there, Ninja Breadman. Welcome to the stream. And hello from... Oh, it's Russell from Elders. Nice, nice, nice. Hello, hello. We were just talking here, Russell, about how our plans for WoW Classic, what we're going to be doing, what kind of characters we're going to be rolling. So Ninja Breadman here is my old guild mate from the Elders, a guild I have talked about once in a while here. And so what are your plans, Ninja? And have you tried this game at all? This is Legends of Aria. This is like a remake of Ultima Online. So the people who have put this project together, they are old Ultima Online devs. And we have been farming for some money here because I'm going to be building a shop soon. So I need tons and tons of money to build that. So it's a sandbox MMO, but I would say this is kind of like this is not like a true sandbox like Worm is. This is more like a hybrid kind of game. Kind of a cross between a theme park and a sandbox, in my opinion at least. Oh, do I have some poison on me? Or what's causing that poison? Yeah, let's get out of here, guys, because even though this was fun to try, the earthquake spell, it did not seem very useful. Let's go back. Let's go back home. And how much damage did I actually do to my beautiful robe? 43 out of 55. Oh dear, I completely forgot about, I should have just taken it off actually and not ruin it. Sakun, so you're asking where are the spiders for the spider silk? Yes, I can show you. So here on the map, when you go to the Black Forest, this area down here, there are spiders here in the southern area. So those, I forget the names of them, but if you go to that area, there's some really, but they're fast though, so be careful. This is a very dangerous area, very, very dangerous. One of the most dangerous, if not the most. I would almost say this is the most dangerous area to be in outside of the dungeons. So be careful there. And Ninja, you're still running your Blood and Bowl 2 league. Takes up all your time these days. I see, I see. And yeah, you have your twin boys as well. Up to 5 kids, Ninja. You don't know, how do you even find any time anymore to play? Oh my gosh. You have your hands full. My goodness. Oh, Blue Star, not the first time you've had bad timing. Aw. Well, I think, guys, I'll probably be streaming tomorrow as well. This was a very short stream today. I should start earlier, to be quite honest. I should start several hours earlier so that we don't have to wrap up due to family going to sleep. And yeah. And so let me just read the last comments here before we do wrap up the stream. Yeah, I am enjoying myself for sure, Ninja. I am. And hello, Seikal. You need more kids. Okay, guys. I'm gonna wrap up now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me here tonight. I hope there has been a few like useful tidbits for you. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Hopefully tomorrow. I will be streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna start earlier though tomorrow. And yeah, you all have a great night, and I'll talk to you later.